I'm not going to mess this up. Yesterday I forgot. Whoop, whoop. There it is. Let's jump right in, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that is wild. That's crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Someone's like, "Oh, he's late." I'm right. I'm literally right on time. What are you, a bot? What are you, a bot, Barbie brats? Literally right on time. And he's like, "Oh, you're late." Now I don't even care. Now it's done. I'm done, Karen. I'll show up whenever. Like Zach. Zach Costello says 2 to 3. He's like 2 to 3, and whenever I show up, I show up. That's what I'm doing from now on. I was right on time. Oh, he's late. Liar. Actual liar in the audience, ladies and gentlemen. Shame that person. Anyway, let's get right into it, guys. What is going on? We have a lot to talk about. I mean, whew, this is weird. You have to, I have to remember what, let me just, right, what Candace said, okay? And I want you guys to be involved in that already, as well, I should say. What Candace has already said. We're going to get into that really quick. I'm just going to make sure that I'm clued into the chat right now. I mean, this is very, very, very interesting that this happened. I mean, what Candace, when Candace dropped this, Baron called it a nuclear weapon. I saw this morning. Candace, when she dropped this little bit of info, it was almost like she wasn't supposed to. And I'm going to break down why that is. I'm going to go into the chat. You guys know me. We like to get messy on the show. Is the camera off? Is the camera off by a little bit? No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. She got a little messy, I think. We get messy here. So I'm just going to go into what the altercation actually was. Everybody's focused on what she said. Let's go into what the altercation was. Because the reason she dropped that nuclear weapon, okay, the reason she did that isn't quite what you would think it was at all. Someone said I poked them in the eye. Well, call me John Jones. If you even know that reference. If you even know what that reference means, call me John Jones. Poked you in the eye. Let me just drop this really quick for you guys. Everybody's always asking for the link, the coffee link. It is dropped. It is pinned. Let's jump right in. Let's go right here. Actually, you know what? There's something more important that I have to show you guys first. Jody Chase has exposed this. I think everything makes more sense now. I think we fully understand what is happening now. I get it now. No more explanation needed. Blake is excused. We were on Blake for a long time, but now it all makes sense. I understand now. Anything he says and does from here on out, I get it. I get it now. What can we say? What can we say, guys? He's just morphing in to Micro Mark. You can't fault him for everything he's saying. How sassy he's being. You can't fault him. Blake Levin. What can we do? Mark Neff, What can we do, guys? That's just something we'll have to deal with now. Micro Blake, Micro Neff. Let the names just roll in. Let all the names just roll in. So now I get it. Father and son, it looks like it. I mean, it looks like it. This is just his transformation. Like a Pokemon. When they start at their base level, they're like cute little twinks. That's what they're like. They're all cute, and you're like, wow, I'd like a little stuffed animal of that thing. And then the thing grows up, and you're like, oh my God, this thing's a monster. Oh my gosh, someone put that thing back in the Pokeball. So there you have it. So makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you so much. Jody Chase, is it? Jody Chase, thank you for showing us this. I love when people do that. Who did this? You know damn well you did that. You know you did that, Joe. Jody Chase. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. That's sad news. That is sad news, guys. That's sad news. Okay? You got to feel for Blake. Can't be upset. Someone said, "What the heck is a Pokemon?" Hey, you just exposed yourself. You're not. Where are you from? Where are you from? You don't know what a Pokemon is. Anyway, someone said clones. Oh, don't get me started on that conversation. Oh, don't make me start pulling up the celebrities with how many celebrities look like each other. Don't make me do it. Don't make me start pulling up the celebrities that look exactly like each other. Don't make me do it. Please don't make me go down that rabbit hole. Don't make me do it at all. Please, guys, don't bring me down there. Okay? Don't bring me in that. Don't look alike. Please don't bring me down there. Oh, gosh. Don't make me do it, guys. Don't make me. There's one, I mean, don't make me do it, guys. Guys, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Why do they look the same? Don't make me do it, guys. There's too many. There's too many, guys. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, guys. Let's just leave well enough alone. Okay? Let's just leave it alone. Don't make me do it. There's just too many of them. It doesn't make any sense. They'll be white and black. Don't make me do it. I mean, why? Why do they look so similar? Yeah, don't make me do it, guys. Don't make me. Come on. No. Don't make me do it. No. Let's leave that alone. Let's leave well enough alone. Don't make me do it. Don't bring up clones, guys. Copy and paste. That's what it seems like, right? You know, it seems like Hollywood's just like engineered, right? It doesn't actually seem like a real thing that just happened just out of nowhere. It seems like it's an engineered thing. And in an engineered thing, you would engineer the players of that thing, right? That just makes sense. Anyway, as you guys know, one of the first people to repost it was Blake Neff. Someone said the conveyor belt. Oh, don't even get me started. One of the first people to repost it was Blake Neff. He says, "Well, what do you know? What do you know?" I can't believe he says, "What do you know?" over a 3-second clip. I can't believe well, you know what? I just showed you the picture of Blake and Mark. So I kind of do believe it. But I mean, it's just ridiculous over a little clip like that. I mean, come on, man.
I want my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erica would do a great job.
And Blake was the first one. What do you know, right? Then people started going in. I showed you guys this. They said, "Oh, Charlie's face doesn't look proper. His face usually does this when he talks. It's never symmetrical." I found that to be true as well, right? Then we had the lovely Trigger Smart. The lovely, I think he suits that name. The lovely Trigger Smart slows it down for us repeatedly. You know, that was a beautiful thing to see. It got slowed right down. I mean, all of this happened within seconds. Just within seconds of this thing being released. Then M. Okay, I told you about M. I keep checking. I'm like, okay. She went from 1,600 to 2,000. M deserves that. M's been killing it out here. M calls it. She says, "This is all Candace needed to compare the real footage that she has from a donor along with the setting it was taken in. Joke's on you." And I was like, is M right about this? Because, you know, Graham Allen, of course. Graham Allen was like, "Dear Candace Owens and her demonic cult members." I mean, literally a guy that's working for the DOD. I mean, a guy that's working for the DOD and has turned, I mean, I'm not making it up. You have a profile. You must be employed in some way. You have a profile, unless you made it yourself like a weirdo. You have a DOD profile, and you're pointing at regular people. You're pointing your gaze domestically as someone who's employed by the DOD. And you're talking about other people being demonic. I mean, just ridiculous. Here's your proof that Charlie appointed Erica to lead. Blah, blah, blah. Would you get this from the same thread Gary did? Choke on that, you demons. That's what he said. M made sure to call it out. And then Candace Owens just steps in with a bomb, just out of nowhere. You guys are some of the dumbest people. You guys are some of the dumbest people in the world to not consider that I've been sitting on Charlie's Aspen video for the last 7 months. I am light years ahead of you toothless cogs. I mean, who says I've never even heard that insult before. Have you guys ever heard that one? I've never heard that one. Who deserve nothing but the resentment you have earned from the entire world. Since you are now shamelessly attempting to use an out of context. I might be right. Based on what she just said there. I'll get back to that. Keep that in your mind. Out of context from 2021 to pretend that Charlie wanted to change the event from the Young Women's Leadership Conference to BoomerCon Nagfest. I mean, just so so misogynistic. Just such a misogynistic. If me or Barron said that, that'd be out of line, completely out of line. She says it's fine. Go ahead. I didn't say it. She did. BoomerCon Nagfest. Here is the relevant portion from his Aspen donor event, captured just 3 weeks before he passed away. Where he carefully laid out his vision for the organization over 2 hours. Please note Charlie's explanation that the past and future vision was for young women to gather at YWLS. But I'm sure he changed his mind within a week later, right? So when you read this, right away, all of us were like, oh my gosh, she's going to be able to show us what actually happened at that event. Did he actually say those words? Was it out of context? Was it a joke? Like I keep bringing up, was there laughter directly after he said that? Was it that type of thing? She's going to be able to explain that. But that's not why she gave us that little bit of information there. That's not why at all. I'll play the clip because I'm going to get into it. It'll make more sense for you. But, you can just listen to this.
Also, this summer, we hosted our Young Women's Leadership Summit. There's big concern. Who's going to do something to win over young women? We've been doing this for 10 years, everybody, for a decade. We've had tens of thousands of young conservative women that have been trained and that are now, they're running for Congress. They are running state representative campaigns. They're CEO of companies. They're moms. They're leaders in their community, in their church. Largest ever Young Women's Leadership Summit. This was back in June. 3,000 young women attended in Dallas, Texas. Here's a little summary.
So he gave a little breakdown. Obviously, I mean, I don't even know why there's an argument of whether it was going to be called Young Women's or just Women's. I mean, it's clearly going to be Young Women's. It's Turning Point. Who does Turning Point focus on? Turning Point, is it a mid-age? Is it the midlife crisis people that they focus on? Is it the elderly that they focus on? No, it's always been the kids. Always. It's always been people who are just entering into college, just going to university, and then they also have something that's focused on high schools. Obviously, that's how Charlie got the president in office. He changed the way young people vote. I mean, everybody knows you're going to go after the Black community. You want Black women specifically. You want women specifically. Obviously, Latino and everything like that. But a huge block that you usually want that's kind of drifting in the wind because they don't believe in much is young people. And Charlie was able to change the way young people were voting and change the way they were thinking. So obviously his summit about women is going to be focused on young women. What are we talking about here? I mean, like, how much do I even have to go into that? Obviously. But the reason I show you guys this, and I love that she said out of context. So it might be a joke. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But the reason she did it is because Alex Clark said this. Alex Clark said she still won't acknowledge this and retract her statement. This pursuit of truth has many detours. And that was in response to somebody showing this. Can confirm Charlie Kirk first suggested changing the name in 2021. It's been a topic of discussion internally for years. And then this is Lauren and Charlie. I like that she only shows that and nothing else. Very nice. I think we should change young woman's leadership to woman's leadership. Okay. That's the, and then Alex said this. It's actually because my podcast has been bringing massive numbers to young women and young moms for years. Transition away from young women's leadership summit started long before Charlie passed away. Charlie was fully aware of it and agreed it needed to happen because the conference had outgrown the name. The audience isn't just young women anymore. It's American women. I don't know. So then why didn't you call it the American Women? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just call it the American Women's Association or Summit? Obviously, this is nonsense. As for, because, you know, you can say the audience. Here's the thing. You're going to say that the audience outgrew the name. Young people keep popping up. The youth doesn't stop. That's like Charlie being like, well, we don't go to colleges anymore because they've outgrown it. So now I'm doing this show I'm doing an event at Applebee's now because those people that are in colleges, they have kids now and they're at Applebee's on Thursdays. You'd be like, what the hell are you talking about, Charlie? Get inside that university. What are you saying to me right now? So come on. What are we talking about here? There's always more youth. There's always a next batch of young people who are coming out of high school, going into college. It doesn't stop. So that's a nonsense. As Candace would say, that's a nonsense. As for understanding our audience, I'd worry less about ours and more about the fact that you seem to be consists primarily of leftist hate watching and Russian bots, by the way. How did Putin taste? Now, this is addressed to Candace. How did Putin taste? You are going to be seeing this in her podcast for sure. For sure, she's going to address this. We're going to talk about this more as we go on. But then she just said, notice how the Young Women's Leadership Summit, because they've completely lost the youth since Charlie's passing. And that makes more sense. They have lost the youth. So they need to just focus on just straight up, just women in general. It's now the Hag Nagging Summit. Wow. I didn't even see that. Hag's Nagging Summit with donors occupying speaking slots to lecture women about how it's biblical to not question anything. Turning Point no longer has anything to do with Charlie Kirk, and the whole world knows it, including them. No spark, no energy, no debate. Frankly, stale. So that interaction that I've just gone through is why she ended up dropping this crazy bomb. It didn't even have to do with what we've all been focused on in regards to the AI, whether or not this clip is AI and appointing the successor. It didn't even have to do with that. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's almost like she just couldn't help it. She was like, you know what? This little, how did Putin taste, you little son of a, you little, see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean? She just got real pissed and just had to handle business. But it does speak towards what we've all been focused on in regards to the audio. So what it makes me wonder is if Candace has had this Aspen video, if she's had it the whole time, you have to think back and go, well, she's questioned. She brought up the AI company, which we also will talk about again. I have a bunch of Turning Point stories this time around, this episode. We will talk about that again because someone actually revealed themselves to be the person who first suggested getting Charlie's voice in AI and doing that whole voice cloning thing. The guy who suggested it, who helped build things, who actually left Turning Point because he didn't like the direction it was going in. He has a lot to say recently, and I don't see a lot of people talking about what he's put out there recently. So she's brought up the AI company. I think it was called VFX LA or LA VFX, something like that. She's brought up that company. She's also brought up, different theories about it being stitched together. That was my first theory, that it was just real things that he said all stitched together. She's put her little counter to Blake. When are you going to release the video? I mean, and the whole time she had it. What? I mean, that's crazy. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I said it when I was talking with Lionel. We've never seen a podcaster do things like this. We've never seen a podcaster do things like this ever. Never. I call her the Stanley Kubrick of podcasting. That's what I call her. The Stanley Kubrick. And it has nothing to do with the moon landing. Nothing at all. That's what I call her. This is crazy. Just crazy. Anyway, I don't know what this means for today's episode. What we're all hoping, let's be honest, we're all hoping she says, hey, listen, either he didn't, if she goes, he didn't say that, and I'll show you the exact point, and they actually manipulated something, it's going to be insane. That's going to be insane. We're all going to lose it. My thumbnail is just going to be me. It's going to be me just convulsing on my chair. That's it. It's going to be me like it's going to be terrible. It's going to be horrible. I'm not even going to use a thumbnail. I'm just going to make a title. My title's just going to be like, "Hey you guys." That's it. That's all I don't care. And I'll go live again. I don't care. If she says that today, I'm going live again. I don't care what's going on. I'll be holding the baby, whatever I got to do. I'll go again. I don't care. So you'll Tatum yourself. I mean, I don't listen. I'm at a loss for words if that's what it is. If it's just the fact that it was a joke, well then, my theory was correct. Milo had the same theory as well, that it was just this offhand joke that they used as a very serious thing. I don't know. That's what we're hoping she brings up in talking about this whole Aspen video. That's what we're hoping. But who knows? Anyway. Someone said, look up Clonade. Absolutely not. Don't distract me with that stuff. Absolutely not. A little bit about why this is so important. A little bit of Baron here, listening to him this morning. I want to play this little bit in reference to this stuff.
You can have one priority. There's no such thing as priorities. We've created that word in the English language. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's a fiction. It's a myth. You have one priority. One. If you can afford to stay home and mother your kids, Charlie Kirk would say, publicly anyway, Charlie Kirk would say, choose that. Privately, apparently, he was a liar. And he lied very publicly when he told us all this. Because privately, what we're told is he goes to pastors, he goes to friends, he goes to colleagues, he goes to Don Jr., he goes to Andrew on at least 3 or 4 occasions, Erica, maybe daily, I don't know how often he said it to her, the board and everybody else, anyone who would listen, as long as there was no microphone running, as long as there was no video camera running, anyone who would listen, he would tell them, if anything happens to me, I want Erica to take over my job. I only want her to have 3 days off a year. I want her flying all over the country. I want her to have the stress of managing a 9-figure organization. I want her to have the stress of having to manage fundraisers. I want her to have to pick up the phone. I want her to be so deep into this job, doing it so well that she has to pick up the phone and says, I think they're trying to kill me. I think they're going to kill me. I want her to have to wear a bulletproof vest, have a contract with a bulletproof vest outfitter. That was weirdly canceled in the spring right before he died, but he used to have a bulletproof vest supplier. So when he went in public, if somebody shot him, he had a chance to survive. I want her to be in a situation where some guy that lives with a furry in St. George, Utah might decide to take her out. Where Harrison Smith has to put up a tweet in August, 3 or 4 weeks before he dies, that says, Charlie told a friend of mine that if anybody kills him, it's the Israelis. That's what I want for Erica.
Man, Barron made a great point throughout that entire episode. Someone said Charlie only saw his kids 3 days a week. Nope. 3 days a year. Nope. That's not what would happen. He would only get 3 days off. You could still see your kids, although you're working all the time. You just don't get to be with them the entire day. So just to check that person there. So you didn't listen, but that's why I'm here. Honestly, that's why I'm here. I know sometimes you guys listen to these whole things and it's an hour here and 3.5 hours there, and you're just like, audio, Aspen audio, Andrew Colvet, Blake's a twink, huh? And then you wake up in the morning. And we hash it out. That's all. So don't even worry about it. We hash it out here. We hash it all out, And sometimes we make Erica Jamaican, right? Sometimes we make her Jamaican. It's fine, right? Sometimes we do Officer Tatum, and we make him seem like a little bit of, I wouldn't even say we make him look bad. We just sound exactly like him. That's what we do, But Barron made a great point about all of that. I mean, what are you saying about Charlie? And he played various examples of Charlie being like, he would stay to it. He'd be like, listen, at this age, you have this percentage of getting married. You go past this age, he'd be like, kids. Like, he was all focused on just women being mothers. I mean, even to the point where Anna Kasparian, when she was sitting down with Candace, was like, I had a conversation with Charlie. And he said, because I don't have kids, I have no stake in the country. And she was like pissed about that. I 3/4 agree with him on that, because just look at Lindsey Graham, look at Bill Maher, no kids, old, weird, old, weird, keep spouting out their opinions. They're terrible. One of them wants war all the time. The other one's just very annoying, They're the examples, but I'm sure there's many people out there, no kids, love the country, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, it's weird. It's very weird. Those two, I should say, when I say it's very weird, they are very odd people, I know they're not all like that, or you're not all like that, for those of you that don't have kids and you're getting older. But I mean, they're fantastic, I should tell you. They're fantastic. If you're young, I agree with Charlie, or I guess I agree with the public persona of Charlie. The private persona of Charlie is a little different. I think we differ, I think I agree with what Charlie would say in public, not what he was saying in private, apparently, according to Andrew Colvet. Anyway, very, very wild stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen when Candace comes out with this whole thing. Candace said she's dropping a 3-hour video on her website today. Hell no, she didn't say that. When did she say that? Hold on a second. She didn't say that. When did she say that? She said it. Did she say it on her website, or she said it on X? Whoa. Prove your assertion, sir. She said yesterday. Where did she say it yesterday? Did she say it on her website? I mean, a 3-hour video of Charlie? Oh my gosh. Really? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is it out? Oh my gosh. I won't be able to. What did somebody say? Oh, can you just move on? Oh, you're banned? Oh gosh. Oh, that happened so quick. You guys wish I had mods. Mods would be easier. I'm just quick to the point. I'm not talking it out. You tell me I should move on. We're all having a good time here. You need to go. I don't know. I can't see anything that she's saying here about any type of video or anything like that. Oh gosh, I'll just keep a lookout for it. Okay. Thank you for that update, everybody. Thank you so much for that update. But we'll see what she actually does. If she drops this video and this video gets analyzed. It's going to be from her website, so you actually won't be able to post it. Maybe you will. Maybe she won't care. Maybe that's what she wants. She's doing the whole open source thing, but I'll definitely go through it all. I'm sure those of you that will have access to the website will go through it as well. And I'm sure that some of you who are on the fence about getting access to that website will be exactly like me and are going to jump on that opportunity ASAP so you can go through that video. I just want to see if you actually said it or if it was actually a joke. That's what I want to know. That's my main thing. So, but anyway, I know it seems crazy to move on from that because it is such a big thing, but yeah, just know, like I said, she didn't even say this. She didn't even say this because because of what we're all focusing on. She said it just to put Alex Clark in check. That was it. That was it. She was just like, I'm just going to put this lowly, weird lady whose husband is gay, apparently, according to a bunch of people. She's like, I'm just going to put this lady in check. In fact, I'll go to that story right now. I got to go to that story right now. I'll move on to that story because that's what ended up happening. She went after Candace. She said, how did Putin taste? Right. Very, very not a thing you should say to a married lady. But, when it's Candace, all the pleasantries, all the humanity, all the decency, it's out the window. You're allowed to do that, right? You're allowed to attack her. You're allowed to scream at her. You're allowed to call her, see you next Tuesday. You're allowed to do all the things that you see Gary and Tim Pool and Alex and this Alex, both Alexes do. You're always allowed to do that when it comes to Candace. That's how it works. Oh, you tagged me on X? Bless you. Bless you. If there's a link, I'm not going to click it. 19 seconds ago, in the pursuit of truth. What is this? Oh my gosh, you're right. How did I not catch this? I don't even have it bookmarked. Wow. Oh, she put it right under. Oh, man. Okay, so there it is. Since Timu Alex Cooper is about the pursuit of truth and her budget COO accomplice, Marina Minas, is backing up her lies, surely they won't mind me putting up Charlie's entire 3-hour Aspen video on my website tomorrow. Wow. You won't threaten lawsuits, right? You wouldn't be good. Wouldn't it be good for the world to hear Charlie in his own words for hours saying what he wanted for the organization so we don't have to further suffer this bootlegged, failing, effeminate knockoff relic which seeks to lie about literally everything he desired for no reason? Let the world hear Charlie in his own words. Personally, I found it weird how he only mentions Erica as being involved in the faith division, the most observable, corrupt, and ironically soulless division of the entire organization. Jeez. Erica caught a stray for no reason. Erica didn't even say anything. Oddly, there was no mention of her capability to run the entire company or even a remote shout out of her as a member of the executive team. But what say you, girl bosses? Let's drop the entire video and let the world settle the score. This is weird. This is gonna be nuts. This is getting out of control. So basically, Candace probably has a message from Charlie saying, if anything happens to me, look into these people. And she's just not telling us. That's basically what's happening. Okay. I'm spoiling it for you. At the end, she's just going to be like, Charlie gave me this message, gave me this video. Everybody hands behind your back. I'm running for president. Hopefully we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in this whole thing. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Man. Wow. Okay. So look out for that. But anyways, like I said, let's go to the important stuff. Alex's husband is gay, apparently. I don't know how this happened. I don't know why everybody got so petty with this Alex girl. I guess it's because she said, how does Putin taste? Nobody liked that. Everybody got real upset. And then everybody just started talking about her husband being gay. Oh, I love when everybody gets immature. Oh, I love it. I love it. How did Putin taste? This is the new Turning Point USA, everybody. Woke feminists speaking like hookers while claiming to represent conservatism. For the love of Charlie, please rename this godforsaken organization. Imagine this is your fiance discussing how Vladimir Putin tastes on the internet. Absolute trash. I mean, I am just in awe. And then all of a sudden it just started happening. Boom. Everyone's saying Alex Clark's fiance is gay because of a video of him speaking very obviously gay voice. But real ones knew as soon as they saw the Chelsea boots he was wearing in their engagement photos. Again, this is like one of those things that just women pick up on first, you know. There's the guys out there, do you even know what a Chelsea boot is? I don't even know what that is. I have no clue. I couldn't even draw you one if I needed to. Life depended on it. Couldn't do it. Have no idea what that is. Don't even know what Chelsea is. Is it a company? One person says, I love Chelsea boots. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no clue what they are. I know shoes and I know what color I like. That's it. That's all I know. You know? All I heard was boot. Yeah. Chelsea. Who's Chelsea? What's her name? What's she look like? I've never seen her before. So then somebody said, please tell me this isn't true. Right? This is Elizabeth Mooney. You ever check her out? She's crazy online. Absolutely crazy. Someone said, don't blame Black Beth Dutton says, don't mind me. I'm just jealous. And this is a picture of Alex and they're celebrating their engagement. And then people pulling this up. I mean, check it out. Just check it out. Just listen.
Yeah. Oftentimes people come and you're like, they don't understand. People don't understand that what we do.
It's too big. Why is it so big?
Yeah. Oftentimes people come and you're like,
all right, it's too big. I'm gonna play it here.
Do here is art. Yeah. Oftentimes people come and you're like, they don't understand. Yeah. They're demanding things. And as an artist, you know, you have to take your time. You have to create art. You can't rush art. People don't understand that what we do here is art. Yeah. Oftentimes people come and you're like, they don't understand. Yeah. They're demanding things. And as an artist, you know, you have to take your time. You have to create art. You can't rush art.
Yeah, happy Pride, man. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Hey, happy Pride. All good. All good. We support it. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. A little weird to get married, I guess. Benny Johnson's married, right? I'm just saying he's married. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying he's married. I'm not referencing anything. I'm not talking about, you know, all the things that all the people have said about him and say that they've witnessed. I'm not talking about any of that. I don't know about any of that. I'm just saying he's also married. So someone else says, listen to Alec Cooper's fiance's feminine voice. Tell me he doesn't sound like a deeply closeted person with overly flamboyant mannerisms. This is very on brand for Turning Point USA. I mean, I just read that. I know you guys couldn't see it. I knew you guys couldn't see it. Yeah, I meant to do that. There he is right there, you know. Hey, you know, what can you say? What can you say? And then you hear his voice there. But he actually did respond. You know what's funny? I have to find this. I don't know why it's not in my I don't know why it's not in my bookmarks, but he did respond to this whole thing. Right. And he said, he's like, hey, I'm not gay. It's just, I was just doing a character. And it's like, okay, all right, I hear you. Here it is. There it is. I mean, you should have took off the glasses. The glasses don't help the case at all. You know, you can't have Rachel Maddow glasses talking about how straight you are. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going.
Hey, Candace, it's Vance Voberg. Tonight, I received some really kind, thoughtful messages from your equally kind and thoughtful followers. You guys found some cool old videos of me playing the fiddle. I think that year, the video you posted, I won the national fiddle competition. I was pretty good. You can find that on the internet. You can fact check me. You also found some videos of me doing some coffee shop skits. That was a coffee shop I grew up working at. I just wanted.
What the hell's a coffee Scott? What's a coffee shop sketch? What is that? I mean, what is that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? You just did sketches. Like, you know, it's funny because in this post she says Vance doesn't have social media, so he asked me to post this in response. He's a lot more gracious than I am, hence why I'm marrying him. Right. So she's saying he doesn't have any social media. Why are you doing sketches if you don't have any social media? How does that work? What are you doing sketches for? What do you do? Like, if you're someone who had at one point aspirations to be some kind of actor, well, then you probably have social media. If you're doing sketches, you'd think they were going somewhere. Like, you're doing them for the person's phone and that's it? What are we talking about here? This doesn't make any sense.
To let you know that it was today that I walked into work and I was talking sincerely with a colleague about how we need to be praying for you. And so tonight I'm going to do just that. I'm going to pray for your family. I'm going to be praying for your heart before the Lord, that you would truly understand and know the richness and the beauty of the gospel.
A skit and a sketch are the same thing. Come on. What is this? They're the same thing. Come on. Read a book.
And I'll probably be playing some fiddle tunes at Alex and I's wedding. We're thrilled to be getting married, and I don't think you'll be invited. God bless.
Here's the thing with this. I mean, let's be real right now, okay? Let's just be real. Guys of that persuasion, they have that coffee shop. We'll call it the coffee shop voice. They have that coffee shop voice, and they also have the voice where they can like get down to business and be like, "Hi, my name's Mark, and yeah, I'd like a loan. Yes, I'm looking for a loan. Actually, they have both. You know what I mean? It's like a black person that grows up in the suburbs. They have their call-in voice that they can go to, when they're in a job interview. And then they have their voice where they're around their friends. Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, you good? Y'all good? Y'all good? How y'all been, man? Oh, man, I'm just chilling. And then they're at the job interview and they're like, hey, how you doing? Name's Coach Colin. Hi. Right? They have that ability. I'm just saying. They can go back and forth as they please. Let's not be silly now. So I'm not gonna take that, right? But also, here's another thing to remember: as your look, someone says, clip in. Why are you gay? Hey. Actually, I just play the fiddle, and I was just playing the fiddle, and some people found clips of me playing the fiddle. Hey, you are gay. No, I actually just married a lady, and I quite am fond of the lady. I've always been fond of ladies and their attributes. You are gay. Why are you gay? You say you're gay. You are gay. Anyway. But I mean, here's the thing I'm actually focused on. He's saying it like as if Candace attacked him. And Candace didn't attack him. His wife attacked Candace. I mean, what are we talking about here? She said some stuff, but Candace didn't say anything that warranted a how did Putin taste, right? Like that means that you're assuming she's promiscuous. You're saying that she cheated on her husband. You're saying that she's some kind of call girl who can get called into another country and she's doing things like that with world leaders. You're saying a lot about her. You're saying a lot about, like, I'm talking about his wife, Alex. You're saying a lot about her when you say that, right? And Candace then responded to her. It was everybody else who started pointing out what this guy is like, It was everybody else. I wasn't one of those people. I was certainly enjoying it as I was watching it all happen. And believe me, there's way more clips of people talking about it. It's pretty wild. And I'm not even going to put this one on the screen. This is from Milo. Milo said, Alex asked Candace, how does Putin taste? A few days ago. Makes a lot more sense now. The number of D's she must taste on her husband. I mean, oof. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sorry for that, guys. But people really went in. They really, really went in. It was pretty wild. And it didn't seem like it was all just for Candace. It seems it was just like people just looking at them together. Now, I just found that very weird that he's like taking this stance of like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pray for you. It's like, what about your wife, man? Like, if you're going to have that type of stance, at least come forward and say, what my wife said to you was terrible. And I don't know why she did that, but I'm going to pray for her too. And I'm going to pray that you guys work it out. But he just went on this stance like as if it's just Candace. And just Candace needs to be prayed for. Candace didn't bring up, actually, she probably did bring up him being, like that. But I don't know. I don't know. That popped out to me. I was like, why is he taking this stance with her? She didn't really do much. I showed you guys the whole interaction. I showed you guys the interaction from the beginning until now. And it really isn't Candace igniting that whole thing. It's really not. Right. The only thing she said about his fiance, and I'm sure there's more, there's always more, but there's only so much I can find. She said, imagine this is your fiance discussing how Vladimir Putin tastes on the internet. Absolute trash. And then someone else, Travis below, was like, Benny Johnson Jr.? Candace didn't ask anybody to pull up a Benny Johnson Jr. type of clip or anything like that. She didn't ask for that. Watch I click on her profile and like it's just a big thing, big letters, just says your husband's gay. I'm willing to admit if I was wrong. Let's search through it. Oh, okay. Alex Clark is the company Chihuahua who publicly took credit for getting Trump to tweet insults about how I look when I was sick over 10 years ago. She is now set to get married. Maybe her and her fiance will live happily ever after. Well, that's nice. That's nice. And she showed the fiddle.
Vopberg, and I was the instructor of the beginning fiddle class. So I'm going to play you some tunes I taught. This first one is called Tennessee Waltz.
He's going to say this was a sketch too, huh? Sure he will. That's damning evidence right there. I'm just saying that's a little damning right there. that was a long time ago. That wasn't. I don't know. I didn't sound like that when I was a kid. I looked and sounded pretty much like this, except I used to swear a lot more. That was about it. I mean, I don't know.
Hello, I'm Vance Vopberg.
What's his name? Vance Vopberg?
Hello, I'm Vance Vopberg, and I was the instructor of the beginning fiddle class. So I'm going to play you some tunes I taught. This first one is called Tennessee Waltz.
Okay. I kind of see why he wants to go and pray for Candace. I mean, but it's just a fiddle. Is there anything more? I bet there is, and I just didn't know. There's not. It's just a fiddle clip. Come on, man. Oh my God. You can be like, oh, they found clips of me playing the fiddle. I actually won the fiddle championship that year. Okay, well, happy Pride, sir. Good for you. Happy Pride and all the other prides that we didn't see you for all those years. Okay. But I mean, looks fine to me. Yeah, it all checks out. Says he's not, then he's not. He's not gay, right? And listen, if he is, he's okay. Someone said Victor Marx retooled him. There you go. You get retooled. You get retooled, right? And then you figure out, man, I like a lady, right? What's that clip? What's that clip? I gotta find that clip. This is what happened. This is what. Let me find that clip real quick. Let me see if I can find that. I don't like men's no more. Let me see here. Let me see if that clip pops up for me. The first thing that pops up, I write that in, and the first thing that pops up is an Andrew Colvette. Why is all the turning? I write, I don't like men's no more, and all that's popping up is Turning Point stuff. What is happening right now? What is happening? Why is it all Turning Point stuff? This is the weirdest thing ever. I'll go to Instagram. Instagram knows what's up. Instagram will understand. Nah, you guys, I'm delivered. You guys know, which clip I'm pulling up right now. I don't like men's no more. Let's go. Nothing? Come on, I'm delivered. Everybody knows about. There we go. Before it even starts.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay.
Come on.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men.
Praise the Lord. Oh man, testify. Anyway, what were we talking about? What? Sorry, this Holy Ghost got me. Whew, feeling good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry guys, I got off track there, but actually, you know what? Never apologize for praising, never apologize for praising. Anyways, guys, let's leave that story alone. The guy's straight. He says he's straight. Candace did post the fiddle. She did. Listen, he's right. We know what Candace was trying to say when she posted that fiddle clip. How did she even find it? I'm not going to ask. She was probably sitting on that for a while too. Probably as soon as Alex and this guy met, Candace was like, what's his name? Okay, let's put this away. I'm just going to put this away for the next couple of years. This fiddle clip will come in handy. She's had it for years. She's like, yep. What did she say? How does Putin what? Yep. I got something for you. I got something for you right now. Hold on. Just hold on. George, just hold on 1 second. I got something for you right now. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, let's move on, guys. Oh my gosh. You have no idea how much I love that the show has become a comedy show. That's what this show is. It's about the comedy, I have fun with it. I'm glad you guys do too, quite honestly, It's a good time. It's a good time. Anyways, going back 6,100. It's been a long time since we had 6,100 in the chat. I know black, nunca, nunca. I know black, nunca, nunca. For those of you that are new, that was not a spasm of sorts. That was just a celebration. That's all that was. Everybody else got it. Okay, you'll get familiar with it. Man. So that was this Candace going off on this. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. This whole women's summit. I mean, that first part about Erica, that first part of Erica and somebody yelling at her that she protects the people who she protects, that was enough for me. I was like, that was the peak of.
Allow me to step out very boldly.
I don't have to watch any more of it. Once I saw that, I was like, well, that was the highlight. Obviously, there's no. Don't worry, we're not going to watch this. I just want to hear what she said.
Allow me to step out very boldly right now. Exodus 22:22. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any way and they cry out at all to me, I will surely.
More propaganda? Oh my gosh, really? More Erica propaganda. That's so weird. How much Erica propaganda can one? How much can you do? You're gonna run that verse into the ground, man. Jeez, they keep bringing that up. My gosh, even at this thing, you're supposed to be helping young ladies. Wow, it just doesn't stop. So Candace said this, right? She said that whole thing about, they lost it. It's the the hag nagging summit and all of that. Then she says to Blake, she goes, the event was, let me click on this. The event was, of course, sponsored by the Philadelphian Christian Fellowship. And there are factually just a lot of older women there, which is why they are not sharing crowd shots. Just go ahead. I'll just go ahead and tag you, Blake, so you can cry in the comments expeditiously. I mean, she just came back. She was jet lagged for a few moments. I think she's good. She said she was jet lagged. I don't know. She must have been writing this laying down. She was just like chilling. She's like, I am kind of jet lagged, but also I got to just do this really quick. Then somebody goes like this and they say, she says, minor correction. It was sponsored by the International Fellowship of Christians and Philadelphians, an organization with deep ties to Justin Strife's father. More on that this week. So we can't expect that. Then this person, which a lot of people have been telling me to check out, Anna Escobar, she follows. Oh, I'll follow you back. Then she posts, Reverend Johnny Moore is a prominent global evangelical leader and the chair of the board of directors for the, you guessed it, International Fellowship of Christians, Philadelphians, serving as a vocal Christian Zio Ranger who bridges the gap between evangelical Christianity and Philadelphian organizations. Isn't that something? Wow. More of Johnny Moore. I did not expect that. Honestly, I did not expect that. But here we are. Here we are. Johnny Moore pops up once again. Doesn't stop. Then, of course, Barron had a little something to say. I mean, I don't know why Barron does this, especially to this lady. Like, Barron should, this is, come on, Barron. You don't have to do this to this lady. This Lisa Knows character, she's like, this is entirely false. I just sat in a room for 3 days. 3 days? What is this, a Mr. Beast event with thousands of women? Don't get it twisted. This conference is still very young. I spoke to many at Turning Point USA about the name change, and the response was consistent. They want the conference to be multi-generational in focus with younger women. I mean, this is it's obvious. I don't know, man. It's so obviously not true. It's like you want a university to be multi-generational, right? So you have your alumni. In terms of fraternities, you have your alumni, or even the school, you have your alumni, and then younger people keep coming in. You don't have to change the way it all works and change the name of everything in order to make it multi-generational. It just is as multi-generations go through it. What are we talking about? It's so silly. I don't know, but either way, I don't want to read more what this lady has to say. Barron just says, bless her heart. She's 35 plus years old and thinks she's the young target audience for Turning Point USA, an organization founded to reach college students. I mean, Barron, come on, man. If you're watching, come on. Don't do that to Lisa. Leave Lisa alone, man. Come on. Barron is becoming ruthless, becoming very ruthless. Tastefully ruthless is what Barron's becoming. Very, he just... I mean, the bless her heart. Oh, man. If you're from the East Coast, just know someone says bless your heart, you're about to get insulted. Even if they just say bless your heart, That is a very big insult. They're basically calling you a moron. Yeah. Unless you're a little kid, unless you're like a little toddler, you know, they say that to a toddler, it's fine. If you're a grown adult and somebody says that to you, they think you are a complete moron. That's just it, you know. It's you don't want to hear that from people, honestly. Anyway, let's move on here, guys. Should we move on? Here, I got a little more from Baron. Baron jumps in the comments and everything. Personally, age shaming a woman for her opinion on Turning Point's direction is weak. Address the actual point she made about legacy building and multi-generational focus instead of mocking her age. And Barron said the conference has historically was billed as the Young Women's Leadership Summit. Turning Point targeted the youth, as they do. He's 100% right. Because I had to make sure I was actually showing it to you guys. Because young women want nothing to do with Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA has had to shift and target Fox News watching cotton tops and blue hairs. I mean, geez, Baron. Rather than admit the reality, they make up some story about intergenerational mentorship as if that happens in a day at a conference in a hotel in San Antonio. Go watch any Turning Point event from the last few months. It's an AARP convention in the audience. I mean, cotton tops, like, you know, just... Baron, you know what's happening? He's in his granddad era, you know. The granddad era doesn't care about what your age is. You know, he's fairly young to be grandfather, right? It doesn't care. Once you become one, once you have a grandchild, you hold the grandchild, it's just like a thing comes over you. And now he's just in his grandpa era where he'll say whatever he wants. He doesn't care. He's just like, what are you gonna do? That's where he's at. That's where he's at. So he'll say stuff like that now. Get ready for it. There's going to be more of it. He'll say as he pleases now, you know. I love it. Yeah. Grandpas don't care. Yeah. They don't give an F. No, they don't. It's one of the best traits, right? They always got the candy. They got the Werthers, right? He says he likes lemon drops, right? Okay, fine. He likes lemon drops. Soon he'll have Werthers. They always got some on them, right? They always got a couple of fives on them because the grandkids run up. And they always got a couple of fives. Why not? Right? It's happening. Beautiful to see, though. Anyway, let's move on, guys. Man, so good. Anyway, let's keep going here. What's the next story that we got here, guys? The next one, I guess it's Gary. Again. So weird what Gary did. Here. I mean, you guys all saw it. Of course, you know, I'll give you a little run through again. You know, Ian pointed out what M pointed out, which was that Gary posted everything in his Grok history when he was addressing somebody because he just got a little overzealous. He got a little lazy, untactical. Yes. Untactical. Gary Untactical. Resident of Kandahar. I don't know if you guys know that. If I'm working collectively with a group to fight disinformation and lies on X and other social media groups. And that's when everybody gasped and they went, oh my gosh, we all knew it, but. And Gary did respond to Ian when he posted this whole thing. And he said, cool story, bro. He really doesn't get like, this is terrible, you know, like he for sure got a call over this. Somebody called him over this and said, did you delete it? Oh, I don't know if I should delete it or not. You know, cool story, bro. Why did you lie for months claiming that the rifle photo was just a stock image? It was, Gary. Then double down on the BS by insisting the New York Post issued a statement confirming it. It's always narrative over truth. And here's the thing. I'm reading this. It's not even him writing it. We know it's not. We know it's not him writing it. It's not him writing it. He said, hey, put it. I read through his whole thing. What he says is make this into a format where I can copy and paste it into X. And then he does that. So why am I even reading this? You know, this is ridiculous. So then he posts this picture where he's not only going at Ian, but also Valhalla, which I find so interesting. I remember just a few months ago, they seemed like they were on good terms. Like I remember watching Valhalla live and somebody said something about Gary and they said, oh, you shouldn't turn on a brother to Valhalla. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Who's like, who are you talking about? And then they mentioned Gary. They mentioned Paramount Tactical. And he was like, oh, I'm not going against him. I'm just saying my opinion. And like he seemed like, you know, there was a little bit of you know, they come from the same thing. They're both Green Berets. Gary threw that out the window. It seemed like Valhalla was, you know, at least keeping cordial with it. Gary tossed that out the window. Now he's putting them in thumbnails. I mean, that's just Gary. That's what he does, man. He doesn't care. He really doesn't care. You know? Ian, let's talk about the Discord chats where you have people do your research for you. Doesn't he have a producer that does his research for him? I love it. I love it. This is so crazy. He literally has he has somebody. Doesn't he have a producer? Haven't various people been talking about this producer that he has? Doesn't this person reach out and do things for him? Like, does he not realize that that's a normal thing? He must realize it's a normal thing because he has somebody who does it. And then on top of that, he doesn't even do his own research. This guy, see, this is what I mean. It's like, nah, he's playing games. He's playing games. This is like Andy Kaufman. This is like an Andy Kaufman bit. You know, Andy Kaufman would stay in character no matter what. He'd be on the Tonight Show and he would just keep on going with it. You know, that's what this is. This is Andy Kaufman. This is, you know, he's just like in character so deep. Is 5D chess. Let's talk about his Discord chats where you have people do your research for you. You were it's just above. It's just above. And it's you not doing your own research. What the what are we talking about? Anyway. Anyway, Gary does address the whole thing, not in the way you'd think. He says, well, it's better to make an honest mistake than be a lying scumbag. This is addressing Ian. And oh man, did you guys get me? You uncovered me fighting disinformation and lies. That's you, by the way. How many different Discord chats does the lying grift crew have on your side? Oh, and I have a lot more receipts coming too, by the way. It's like he's like make an honest mistake. What are you talking about? You had this whole thing where you were breaking down. Oh man, it's like it's so odd. This is so odd to me. Is he dumb? Is that what it is, guys? I like to be charitable. I feel like if somebody becomes like an operator, especially, you know, you're in the Green Berets. I respect Green Berets. I feel like, oh, they gotta be smart, you know? And then Gary comes along and he just shatters my worldview. He shatters it. I don't know what to do now. I don't know how to handle it. He shattered my worldview. That's what Gary did to me, actually. Okay. What do I do now? So anyway, he's completely ignoring the fact that, you know, he says he's fighting disinformation and lies, but apparently he's doing it with a collective group. Okay. This is, you know, I don't know. That's what he implies here in what he actually says. He implies that he's doing it with a group. He says that's just an honest mistake. Everybody can see his whole history. I mean, he put the whole history out there. I mean, and then he posts this. I don't even know what this says. I'm just going to read it right now. After coach's Discord was stolen, Ali Sala was kicked out of the research Discord created by Ian at the exact same time. People involved: Dom, Joel, Whitney, Fleet, Charlie Goes Max. I don't even know who that is. One of the podcasters. Who is this? Oh, this is the guy who partners with Ali Top Files. So Bad Stole Followers, research Discord, with the lies they have been putting out there. So now Gary's using this as a way to point at Ian for not doing his own research. But this is Ian literally setting up a research Discord so they can all get information. And so they can bring information to him. I don't understand. What is Gary going to do when he finds out that Candace has a tips email? Is he going to lose his mind? I'm worried now. Now I'm worried. Is he going to go crazy? Is he going to go nuts? What's he going to do when he realizes I have an email and people send me things on Instagram and email, X? Is he going to go nuts? Is this going to shatter him? I hope it doesn't shatter his psyche. I really don't. I hope he's okay. Because, I mean, listen, when he figures out that Candace has this email that probably gets 10,000 emails a day, I mean, just someone do a wellness check on Gary. This is going to be crazy. So yeah, Ian comes back and he says, and this is actually very true. None, Gary. I don't coordinate messaging with anybody. And there's a big difference between research and coordinating messaging. What Gary was implying up here, okay, again, if I'm working collectively with a group to fight disinformation and lies on X and other social media groups, provide tactics and techniques to use to boost each other's messages, to better utilize the algorithm and capitalize on established SM strategies. Okay, that's very different than somebody being like, hey, I got this tip and research for you. It's very, very different. So Ian then says, none, Gary. I don't coordinate messaging with anybody. I don't like Discord, not even a part of any Discord groups except for my company. And I don't talk to other podcasts about evidence or what we're posting or researching. I don't take money from anyone. Don't have a producer or a manager. Don't take part in campaigns. Don't have group chats where I receive talking points or whatever else you care to project. Believe it or not, Gary, some of us are actually honest, independent citizens doing research. But by all means, keep crying about it. Oh, man, wild. And Ian is like that. Ian's very much like that. I have messaged Ian. I remember it wasn't even like about any like messaging or anything, but I was asking about what, like, there are certain things where he just won't answer. He'll just be like, I'm not answering, you know, like he really doesn't do the whole thing of like, let's talk about what we're posting. Let's talk about what you've posted. Like he doesn't go into all that. He really doesn't. We had an hour long conversation. We didn't talk about any other podcasters at all. And I thought we would. Listen, I'm like this. I'll talk. You know, I won't divulge private conversations or anything, but I'll talk. What do you think about this person? What do you think about that person? That's what I do. It's literally what I do. I'm into it. He's not like that at all. We didn't talk about all we talked about was systems and how to do things and, you know, what's the most efficient thing. He's like, yeah, I don't know. He has a brain on him. He really does. So he really doesn't go for all that. And when it comes to, you know, doing things, taking money from people, companies, he doesn't do any of that. He's not into it. It's actually very noble, very interesting that he's like that. We won't go into anything like that. That's my personal experience. So Gary is literally just projecting, because this is literally what Gary is doing by his own words. I'm not putting any words in his mouth. Jen, the producer, is a military groupie who uses stolen valor without any care in the world. Really? I haven't heard much about this character. I really I haven't. I've heard some things, right? And it's made me come to certain conclusions about things. But I stated that yesterday, where I said, if anybody figures out, like, when Barron's talking about figuring out who possibly, allegedly, maybe, perhaps working for when it comes to Gary, I said I'd be shocked if it wasn't just intel. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if it was just like a bunch of people. I'd be like, whoa, what are you talking about? I mean, he's doing the same thing that Kash Patel is doing. I'm not saying he's working with Kash Patel. I'm not saying he's working with anybody. But I'm saying when you watch him, he's upholding the same narrative that Kash Patel's upholding. It was said that Joe Kent wanted to look into foreign ties. Kash Patel wouldn't allow it. Gary has an audience. When it comes to looking into foreign ties, when his audience, he will not allow it. They are doing, it's like one's doing it from the inside and one's doing it from the outside. I don't know. That's what it looks like. Anyway, Crash Patel. That's a funny name. But that's what's going on with Gary, And then, of course, Candace Owens jumps in. Again, this is mean. This is like Barron doing that to that Lisa chick, and Candace doing this to Gary is just, it's too much. Candace says he is easily the dumbest person on the internet. Just amazing that Turning Point thought it was a good idea to use him for propaganda. I mean, just while she's having dinner, just puts that out there. Or sorry, it was 1 p.m. So she's just having lunch. The kids are running around, and she just casually just drops that. And of course, Gary has nothing to say in return. I mean, it's just. And then, is she wrong? I don't know. I don't think she's wrong, man. I think she's on point. And then Gary responds to it. He did respond to it. I forgot I had this. He says, "Oh, look, the woman that didn't know water was supposed to stay frozen at 30 degrees, didn't know didn't know thunder was the sound of lightning, thinks Macabre is pronounced Macabre, wants to talk about someone being dumb. Cute. So did you get all your Russian propaganda and influence strategies sorted out?" I mean, it's very weird at this point, because it's like, you just showed that you were doing something in the lines that it looks like, from what you shared, you're engaging in propaganda. I don't know. It's very weird. And now he's just accusing her of that. And then also just saying she doesn't know that water is supposed to stay frozen at 30 degrees. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you think you did there. And then Ian chimes in. Oh, this is just unfair. This whole thing's unfair. Gary, you should probably go check with your co-conspirators and talk strategy. Sorry, tactics. Because the ones you're running have you trending for all the wrong reasons. And someone else, he's too stupid to know it. This is crazy. This is nuts. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with this, right? He's online. Isn't there more money in what he initially does in the tactical training? Isn't there more accomplishments? Isn't there more expertise? Isn't there more to life for him in that? Probably recruiting as well. He could probably go into recruiting. Like, isn't there more in that than doing this? That's what makes me so suspicious of him, because it's like, none of what he's doing is adding up to anything, I don't know. Anyway, that's what they did to Gary today, friend of the show, as always. Hope he's doing okay. It's just me talking here, just a lonely real estate coach criminal, just letting them know that we're all hoping for him. We're all hoping he's okay, right? We all just hope Gary's doing just fine. Anyways, guys, let's keep going here. What else do we have here? Oh, we have the Andrew Colvat. I'm just going to play that now. Because Barron, sometimes people really, someone said, what did you say? That was actually a nice message. What did you say? Here, let me see this. You give me energy every afternoon when I start work. Also, love your squad of Avengers, Ian, Baron, Candace, Nisi, and everyone. Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate that. I think. I don't know. I barely talk to any of them. You know? Ian's right. We really don't communicate. I wish we did more, you know, but we don't. We don't really communicate, you know. Me and Baron like talk. We just talk smack, you know. We never talk about like. I could ask him things about, you know, how to broadcast better and stuff like that, but we're usually just talking smack, you know. You like guys. We just talk like guys. Anyway, oh, what else did Gary have to say? I'm all Gary'd out, guys. I don't know. Candace has an established platform, blah, blah, blah. 15th. I can't do it anymore with Gary. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a specious. This is not speciesism or anything. Like, I get that he's a giant, Kandahar. You know, I have nothing but love for the giants out in Kandahar, but you know, it's just too much for me. You know, it's too much, Gary. I'd rather listen to that woman's summit than keep on talking about Gary. You know what I mean? No offense to Gary. Like I said, friend of the show. Anyways, let's jump over here. I'd rather talk about that fiddler. You know, tell us a Gary tale. Oh my gosh, a Gary tale. No, I'm not doing that. Things started going on in my mind. Things started like cooking in my mind. I was gonna tell you a tale about Kandahar. And no. I'm not doing that right now. You're gonna get me stuck in Erica Kirk being Jamaican. You know, it was so funny. I was on my walk this morning. You know, treadmill, and I'm like, I'm thinking in my head about how Erica, when somebody yells at her that she's protecting, you know, peas, you know, that she would be like, "Bomba clot, yo, who this? Yo, hold them, you know, hold them like so, you know." And she pulls out a big machete, you know. And then I started thinking about when one of my friends, when he was a kid, somebody hit him with a hockey stick on his leg in his shin. And he's like a Trinidadian guy, right? You know, my family, like we're like Bajan Jamaican. This guy's a Trini. So he goes to his garage and he goes and grabs a machete this big. He's like 11, 12 maybe. He grabs a machete this big. He comes back with a coat on, like a trench coat, like, and he's crying because he got hit in the shin. And he opens it up and he pulls out this huge machete like he's a knight. And I told you guys, I tell. I said that yesterday and I mean it. And I turned to my brother. My brother was like down the street. He was like the regulator of, you know, the area. If you know what I mean, the regulator kind of thing. He was like a little bit of a wild guy. But I was like, he has a machete. And my brother's like, what the and he runs over. Because this guy's like a brother to us. He's like family to us. And he runs over and he has to stop him. He has to grab it. It's like a Game of Thrones episode. He has to grab his wrist while he's trying to swing down this machete on this kid who hit him with a hockey stick. The kid with the hockey stick turns white as snow. And I was like, that's what Erica Kirk would do if she was Jamaican and somebody yelled that at her in the crowd. I mean, just a ridiculous mind I have. Anyway, let's get to important things. It was such a big machete. It was so big. And it was his dad's, because his dad was Trini too. And he's like, yeah, I keep my machete, boy. I keep a machete here. Huh? You play with me? It was that big. It was crazy. Like, where do you even get that? And it was wrapped with cloth, like it was straight from Trinidad. It was crazy. Anyway, it was so scary. Like I told you, I grew up in the suburbs. It was so crazy. I'd never seen a weapon that big before. It was nuts. My brother had to grab it and he had to take it, throw it on the ground. What are you doing? He's like, he hit me with a hockey stick. My brother's like, you're going to kill him? He's like, I'm going to kill him. He's like, I am going to kill him. Let me kill him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's keep going here. Such a wild little experience, you know. Andrew Colvett, when he released this, yeah, I want to go. Listen, Barron did a great, like I said, Barron did a great job of breaking down what this meant and what he was saying, Charlie was saying. That's what he did last night. I myself, I love an unprepared Barron. I love an on the fly Barron. Okay. So I want to play the clip where he first discovered it, because a lot of you, I know that episode ran long. It was like almost 4 hours, that episode. So it's like, I know it's hard for you to catch all that stuff. But boy, oh boy, when he saw this message, shout out to Daisy for sending him this thing, right? She made it happen. She really made it happen. So Andrew puts out this whole thing talking about the entire debate only exists. Handful of bad actors have spent months trying to attack Erica, destroy the organization her husband built, divide the movement, etc., all the BS talking points. He talks about how the fact that people are doing things like this, people like you and me, makes it so it's like, oh, community notes is not responding properly and Grok doesn't respond properly because now there's other people with other opinions and other knowledge coming up and gumming up the system. And only our way of looking at this can be brought to Grok and brought to community notes. It was just a BS, full dissertation, dumb gobbledygook, 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part, 5 part, 6, 7 part. I think community notes has been a force for good, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, he even tagged somebody that works for X. He tags community notes. He really tries to, exactly what Candace said, express their power. Now that they've lost the people and that grassroots type of movement, they move towards power. They move towards the president saying, you should sue. They move towards Scott Bassett saying, oh no, this is a great company, blah, blah, blah. They move towards the power player, mega donor type of energy that they're now left with because they're losing the youth. And that's exactly what Andrew was doing here. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then, of course, somebody else, Sam Parker. I like Sam Parker's work. I think he does great work. He goes, instead of simply releasing the video, Andrew Colvett wrote a 6 million word essay. 6 million. How dare you, Andrew? How dare you, Sam Parker? 6 million word essay, how Charlie always said Erica should take over and that the latest clip of it came from Aspen. If true, why not release the video, Andrew, and then release one other time as well? Since he said it all the time, makes sense. He always did in Aspen 2025 at investors, blah, blah, blah. So Sam makes a good point there. And then Barron just gets right into it. I hope I have the timestamp correct. I know I do. We'll go through this a little bit. But when Barron just stumbles onto it, like we saw more last night, if you were watching, you saw a very polished, had time to think about it, really get the thoughts together. And that Barron's incredible. But I mean, every now and then when he's just caught off guard and something just gets in front of him out of nowhere, I love that. I love the chaos. So let's get into that. Let's go.
How Grok answers legitimate questions, it needs to be corrected. I hold that thought because a lot of these troll attacks are meant to affect answers on Grok and ChatGPT and Claude and other LLM services. So hold that in your head. I'm going to come back to that. They are very concerned about AI answers. And a lot of the stuff they do is to affect AI answers. I'm going to come back to that. Entire debate only exists because a handful of bad faith actors have spent months trying to attack Erica, destroy the organization her husband built, and divide the movement. Well, that's not why it exists. That's nonsense. You accuse us of being dishonest, and then you say that. That's not why it exists. It exists because your whole story doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to make this as big as possible for you guys. So excuse me while I resume and whatnot. Let's see here. They found a new target since Charlie's now off limits. You can rebut lies with all the facts you want, but they don't care and they won't stop. Next is a chin mole is missing. Oh, that's my thing. That was a total joke, by the way. I told Daisy that when I put it up. Or did I tell Daisy that? Or I told somebody that. I said, watch this. This is going to be great. That was hilarious, by the way. That was absolutely hilarious. And look, it worked. Apparently it bothered them. Sometimes you just got to cause a little chaos and it's fun. And apparently it worked.
The chaos.
There's a pattern continually playing out and people need to see it for what it is. They launch a conspiracy theory. Well, that's not true. They ask questions about what's going on. They say it's the smoking gun. It falls apart. A new theory. Now see, this is nonsense. What conspiracy theory was launched that fell apart? Not on this program. A new theory appears, the cycle repeats. Meanwhile, the people making these claims have no obligation whatsoever to prove them. I don't know that that's true. They and their followers condemn the accused as guilty and demand a response to clear their name. Isn't that what you guys are doing to Tyler Robinson? You condemn the accused as guilty and demand a response from his parents or him? Like you guys said that on your show. I think one of you did. If he did it, wouldn't he be the first one out there saying, you got the wrong guy? Oh, that was Frank Turek. Sorry. But I consider him a TPUSA surrogate. So yeah, you guys are doing that. So you're doing the same thing. Like that, you're outlining your playbook here. The accused is then expected to respond, defend themselves, produce documents, provide explanations, and somehow prove a negative. Oh, exactly what you're doing to Tyler Robinson. Good. Thank you for admitting it. But the response is never sufficient because the response was never the objective. Because you guys don't respond. That's the problem, Andrew. People are still sitting back waiting for an alibi for September 8th. You never provided one. You tried to. So you admitted it was a good idea to provide one, and then you didn't. You provided one for September 9th, and it looked like that fell apart. You had to finally admit it wasn't even her kid. It may not be either of her kids. So this is the problem. They project. Goalposts move instantly. Agreed. Answer was too defensive, too dismissive, or they find some irrelevant tidbit to pick apart and the cycle repeats. It's a sucker's game. No, just release the video. I find the video largely irrelevant. Yeah, because it probably doesn't exist. Boards do not determine succession based on whether someone can produce a random clip. Boards evaluate leadership, governance, organizational continuity, and the wishes of the founder. In this case, Charlie handpicked the board, communicated his wishes to them. Me personally, on 3 or 4 occasions, to Erica, to Don Jr., who has gone on the record, to pastors, friends, and colleagues. The board voted unanimously to make Erica CEO. That should be the end of the story. Yeah, but you guys, gosh, this makes me so mad. These people are so bad at PR. They are so bad at it. You guys made this an issue, Andrew. You should have said that from the beginning, but no, on September 18th, the same day the board did exactly what you just said, everyone, including TPUSA, rubbed it on our faces that this is what Charlie wanted. It's irrelevant. But because you said it, everyone's like, really? Because it seems to fly in the face of everything he said. Everything he said. Rather than just say, hey, this was unexpected. No one saw this coming. We have a board. Charlie trusted our board. He handpicked them. And they've chosen Erica. So we're moving forward. And everybody been like, okay. I saw the video just the other day. It was at a recent event we had where Charlie was telling everyone he was appointing me and handpicking me. Like, that was unnecessary. It was an unnecessary screw up. Now you're stuck with it. And people are like, oh, there's video. Let's see the video. Because it seems to fly in the face of everything he said. It would have been much easier to say, Charlie never considered this. He never talked about it. He never mentioned that Erica would succeed him but because we didn't know, this is the best the board could come up with. We go, okay. Got it. You guys caused this problem. And now you're stuck trying to dig your way out of it. Don't blame us for your terrible PR profession. You're awful at it, Andrew. Yes, Charlie was asked about this once when a camera was on him, and he said exactly what he always did. Erica would take over should something, God forbid, happen, and she would do a great job. Great. Where's the video?
He just gets to the point. Great. Where's the video? Every sentence. Yeah, that's nice. Where's the video? But there's another part where he goes off, and I want to get to that part. I love it.
Or how long it took ChatGPT to write this. But you didn't even need this.
Honestly, it does seem like ChatGPT wrote it. Anytime in 2026, when I see something written this long, I'm like, oh, this person used ChatGPT. It just pops into my mind. I mean, it's numbered properly. And we just saw that Gary's does the exact same thing. And Andrew and Gary have been known to work together. It's like, why wouldn't the same exact thing be going on? You know? Anyway, here, let's just get to this part.
You know what would have been a lot easier? Fine, here's the video. It's 20 seconds long. It's him being asked the question and answering it. Here it is. This is a problem of your own making. That's the problem. This is a problem of your own making. You didn't have to do this. You could have just released a video. You didn't even need to release the video if you hadn't gone out of your way to try to convince us that despite everything Charlie ever said publicly, that he apparently is a two-faced liar, is what you're saying, because privately, behind the scenes, he was backtracking on everything he said, on every podcast, on every speech, on every appearance he ever made, ever. Because when we heard him, Andrew, this is why it's so shocking, we were told he wanted women of means to be home with their kids, not CEOs, not going to the office, not wearing pumps. Like I could tell you all the different ways he said it. Not being a boss babe. Like there's so many ways he said it. And he said it time and time and time and time and time again. But what you're telling me is, as soon as the cameras went dark, as soon as the lights went off, as soon as he turned to his buddies, he's like, everything I just said is BS. I really want Erica to be a boss babe if something ever happens to me. Screw the kids. Who needs them? They'll raise themselves. Am I right? You see the problem, Andrew? You guys can tell us all you want that this is all he said behind the scenes and that everyone that he knew personally, secretly, Don Jr., board members, executives, he was all about Erica working full time, all the time, around the clock, traveling around the country, doing appearances, all the things required of the TPUSA CEO. He absolutely, behind the scenes, that's the life he wanted for Erica. That's the life he wanted for his children. So what you're doing is saying every time he spoke in public and encouraged women in front of him to not work, then he was a liar. Or he's a hypocrite. He wanted something different for them. He wanted to hamstring them financially. He wanted to keep them at home in the kitchen, but he wanted his wife in a set of 4-inch pumps in the office, baby. That's where he wanted her. This doesn't make you look better, Andrew. It makes you look worse. It makes you look like a liar. It makes Charlie look like a liar. It destroys his legacy. It undercuts his entire message from his entire pro-marriage spiel that he lived off of for like 10 years.
Oh, man. When I caught this, I was like, whoa, this guy's ramped up right now. Ramped right up. I was like, whoa, look at this guy go. I mean, and he's right. He's right. Like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? And the problem is that they don't reconcile things. When you're like you're in PR, I don't even know what it's like to be in PR, but I know watching these media personalities, you have to reconcile things, you know? If I never addressed, you guys all know the term hoodwinked. You know that term. Why do you know that term? Because I talk about the times where I was wrong or deceived and didn't realize I got hoodwinked. If I didn't do that, you'd be able to look at me and say, well, I can see, like, you're saying this about the president. You're saying all this, but also I can see 400 videos of you actually speaking really highly of him. I can see like 5 videos of you talking really highly about Kash Patel and the entire administration. So what's that about? But I've reconciled. I make sure that you understand that some of the things you're going to see in the past of this channel, I have now corrected my thinking, right? I've come to this, okay, let's admit that this is not what I thought I was trying to get people into. I had people say, I voted because of you. I had people say that. Lots of people. You got me. You got me. Hoodwinked. Turning Point doesn't do that. That whole reconciling things, making sense of things. Hey, Charlie did say this over and over again, but he also said, and it's a very simple thing to do. hey guys, I see you pulling up all these clips of Charlie, but you got to understand, when it came to his own movement, he really wanted Erica to run it. At least that. They don't even acknowledge all the clips. When it came to Thomas Massey and Charlie talking about Thomas Massey, they wouldn't acknowledge those clips. When it came to how he felt about Candace, what he would say in text messages, what he said in his last text message that we know of, they just go, listen, he didn't like her. Quiet divorce. That's what they call it. Quiet divorce, ending the relationship. They just don't acknowledge the things. They should just acknowledge them. It's way better. It's way easier. Because then you stop whatever's forming, whatever train, whatever this, you stop all that in its tracks. But they never do that. They never do that. Oh, I know all about Devin Larratt talking about Kandahar Giants. Oh, buddy, do I know about that? You got to give me a second. But yeah, they just never do that. And it becomes frustrating. So I so understand why Barron's going off like this. And I love it. Again, I love when he is not fully prepared, right? Like he doesn't have an outfit where they will act like they've pulled something up that he didn't know was coming. You know, that's not what they do on his show. So this is his legit actual feeling. And not to say that the other things aren't when he's prepared, but it's like there's just no filter to it because it's all just coming right now. Oh, baby's so upset. Baby woke up early. Gotta go to nap early.
You think this is a good answer? Your PR sucks. I got bad news for you, Andrew. It sucks. You might be the worst PR agent in the history of PR. Your board should be ashamed and embarrassed. Charlie's parents, Charlie's sister, Erica's family, they should all hate you because you are destroying this man. You're destroying this woman. You don't have to be this way, Andrew. Release the video. It's 20 seconds. Let us hear him say it without a stupid, corny music bed, without a bunch of jump cuts of Erica being a boss babe, which again goes against absolutely everything he ever said. Do you see the problem? I love that you fell for the mole post. I mean, that's just ultimate troll job by me. I'm normally not a low-budget troll, but I was that night. It was a lot of fun. Everybody's having fun with it. I'm like, where's this mole? But this makes you look terrible. This makes Charlie look like a liar or a hypocrite. Take your pick. Neither are very flattering, frankly. And so I will say this. If it's true, if what you just said is true, Charlie's a monster.
Man. And I get what he's saying there, right? I mean, he marched, like I just said about me and how I got messages of people being like, you know what? I wasn't going to vote, but your videos made me realize and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to vote for, Trump and blah, blah, blah. Same thing for Charlie. Under the lens of Andrew, I guess we could say. Yeah, he marched a lot of women to say, I'm going to put this career aside. And you think nobody listens to Charlie? He has an impact. He always had an impact. He's still having an impact. So that means he marched a bunch of ladies into walking away from career and going into motherhood. And I think that's the best thing ever. But if he didn't actually think that, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to do. If he didn't actually believe that, he didn't actually think that. Oh, man. Let's keep going. Just a little bit more.
If what you say, if that post is accurate, Charlie Kirk is a monster. And I mean that. Because Charlie Kirk went in front of woman after woman after woman and basically said, hey, college student, you're wasting your life. Your real calling is motherhood. And if you can't afford it, you should stay home. But not my wife. I want her in the office, even if she can afford it. Even if I die and leave her tens of millions of dollars, even if Tucker Carlson writes her a $6 million check that he raised money for her, I want her in the office. What a monster. If that's true, I don't believe it is. I don't believe he's a monster. I believe you're a monster. I believe your whole team is full of monsters and you guys are putting words in his mouth. I believe you guys are basically stuffing a dead man up, sitting him in a chair and looting him instead of letting him rest in peace and dignity. but I don't believe he's a monster. But he would be, if you're being honest. It would be one of the most monstrous things ever. Because how many young women listen to Charlie Kirk and are at home struggling, and they're driving old cars that break down, and they don't take vacations, and they live in smaller houses in worse neighborhoods, and they send their kids to slightly worse schools than they otherwise could if they just went to work, because they listen to Charlie Kirk. And you're telling us, behind the scenes, that's not the life Charlie wanted. He wanted his wife in the office all the time. He wanted his wife to lead an organization, to be a CEO. He wanted his wife to have traveling obligations.
Man, I wonder. Could you imagine? That's actually how he felt all the time. Like Candace said, like he was a feminist behind the scenes. He's a major feminist behind the scenes. That's what Candace said a week or so ago before she went on vacation. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. But who knows where this goes from here? Honestly, I couldn't possibly tell you where this goes from here. Are they going to release it? Is Candace going to release it? If Candace releases it, all hell breaks loose. Everybody gets attacked because that's the way that works. For some reason, everyone gets attacked. When the truth comes out, everybody gets attacked. Anytime anything truthful comes out, people go mental. Okay. All right. You know, I'm just seeing if anything developed. Oh, man, there's more of that fiddle on my timeline. More of that fiddle in that guy on my timeline. Oh, gosh. Oh, so sad. I've seen that fiddle post 3 times just scrolling through these last few seconds. Oh, gosh. Oh, there it is again. Oh, geez. That fiddler. That poor fiddler. Hope he's okay. But yeah, I think it doesn't make any sense. Why would you want Erica in that position? People have brought it up. I think someone brought it up just yesterday. Like she'd be in the line of fire, possibly, right? How would she even know that she wouldn't be in the line of fire if the stakes are so high that the public is taking aim at Charlie? That the public took aim at Charlie. That's how high the stakes are. Charlie would want her in that position. What I really wonder, and I've made jokes about it. That it was actually Candace that he wanted in the position, right? I made like a whole little thing. Fleet made a video about it. But I do wonder, because this doesn't seem true, I wonder what it actually is. I wonder what he actually wanted. You know? What did he actually want? Did he want someone else to step in? Or did he just not have a plan at all? Because that is a possibility as well, that he just didn't have a plan. He had no idea what he was going to do. You know, Barron, that was an episode a day ago, but his recent episode that was released last night, he has that opening statement where he talks about that that children's organization where the children are like journalists or something like that. That was very, very interesting. I want to look into that company, or at least look into what they were doing. And he talks about how the founder passed away, and you know, he was the charismatic one, he was the force. They had somebody else in. That person focused on scale, focused on mega donors, and then the company kind of dwindled away. They lost money, went insolvent. You know, makes you wonder, is that what's going to happen? It looks like it is. It looks like it, because even as he was talking about it in that opening statement, I was like, this is turning point, what he's talking about right now. I wonder if that's going to happen. Sad if it does. But also on the other side of it, maybe that's in some weird esoteric destiny spiritual way, that's what Charlie, not that he intended, but that's what he was building it for, right? Sometimes we build things for them to be destroyed. Like you build a relationship. I'm sure you can remember that relationship. Maybe it was before you got married. You know, maybe you're not married. Maybe it was just like one of those toxic relationships, but you build up that relationship for a long time and then it ends. And it prepares you, if you're lucky, it prepares you for when you meet your wife or you meet your husband, because that terrible relationship kind of primes you on how you want to treat somebody, what it feels like to be treated terribly. and then you go into that marriage good, right? Some things are built to be destroyed. So maybe, in a comforting thought, as this happens to Turning Point, it is helping what Charlie prophesized when it came to Candace and when it came to himself and when it came to the mission, because Turning Point was his vehicle towards the mission. His mission was to save America. He didn't really care if he did it in Turning Point or if it was just his podcast that did it. He didn't, he loved the organization, obviously, but he just wanted to save America. He didn't want it to become socialist, communist type nonsense. He wanted, he wanted strong families, strong nuclear families. He wanted those conservative values to just spread throughout the nation and strengthen the nation and have a good leader in a position to do great things for America. That's what he wanted. He didn't really care how that happened. He just wanted to be a part of that journey. But the things that he prophesized when it came to Candace, when it came to the mission, was basically just like he might not see it to the end, and that she would be this Iron Lady and she was the missing piece God meant him to find. And, maybe it's just a comforting thought, but maybe that's how it's supposed to play out. Not everything is just supposed to stand the test of time. It's just not. It's the way it is. Anyways. Oh, man. Someone said Candace seems like a good poker player. Yeah. A really good poker player. A really, really good poker player. Let's I guess we'll jump over here. How will I pull this up? How can I pull this up? Let me see if this is even possible here. And do I remember the timestamp of it? 2 hours, 42 minutes. 2 hours, 26 minutes. Let me see if I can pull something up here. If it won't work, then it won't work. There's nothing I can do about it. But if it does work, then that'd be pretty amazing too. Let's see here. Let's remove this. Let's see if we can. That's barren. But I wanna. No, you can't. How could you even do it? You'd have to do it with a tab. No, can't do it. Oh, I want to pull up that giant story so bad. I want to pull up that giant story. I'll do it through YouTube. Let's see what happens. We're risking it, ladies and gentlemen. I like that giant story so much. It's about Gary. That's why I figured, why not? It is about Gary. It's important that we understand, the things surrounding Gary, right? I do think that's very important. I think it's very, very important that we understand what went on with Gary. Now, this gentleman right here, I'm not a sizist. I'm not. Don't say that about me. This gentleman right here is Devin Larratt. Devin Larratt is an incredible arm wrestler. Canadian Special Forces. 7 tours. Iraq, Afghanistan, Kandahar. He's a beast when it comes to arm wrestling. If you have ever even liked watching someone arm wrestle once in your life, you have to watch him. He is the best to ever do it, the most entertaining. I saw him one time having an arm wrestling match with this German guy. Okay. And he just stops the German guy. The German guy is trying his hardest. And then he's like, ah! And then he stops and he looks at the guy in his eyes and then smiles, just holding him. The German guy can't do anything. Can't move him. And then he starts speaking German to the German guy. He starts talking about how my mom's from Germany. She's from the Black Forest. Do you know about the Black Forest? And he just tears the guy down. I mean, I could care less about arm wrestling until I saw this guy, and now I watch arm wrestling all the time. He's a beast. He's a beast of a man, just an absolute beast of a man. Huge guy. Sometimes he'll weigh up to 320 pounds when he's arm wrestling people. He's a big, big dude. But he also has stories about Kandahar. weird stories, and about Northern Ontario, Canada. He has stories of giants as well. Anyway, let's get into it. I hope I'm at the right point. Let's listen.
But what I did was I used to watch parachute fails over and over and over and over and over. And I think it's inside all of us. I think that the person that you are is, who you've kind of created for a certain circumstance. But the truth is you might act a little bit different when you're sitting at the
psychologists or fight psychologists that
come on. Mobility, basically, you get in a bunch of trucks and you kind of roll out and you kind of look for a fight. Okay. So we were doing like a 2-week mobility in this region, kind of north of the Panjway. I don't remember exactly what it was called. There's this surrounded by mountains, this big valley, and we were rolling around, and so there was a village that we were going to check out, and I'm like a gunner, okay, so I don't know everything that's going on. I'm a dude on a machine gun, okay, but I can see everything that's happening. I kind of know what we're doing, but I know that there's a meeting. And what they have is they have these warlords. It's not the same kind of political system or anything that we have in like North America. Kind of the baddest dude in the region becomes in charge. Okay. So we were meeting with one of the local warlords. And so the town was like 500 meters away. They drove out from the town about 500 meters, and we had our trucks about 200 meters from the meeting point. Our officer and a couple dudes went forward, and we're looking. This guy, I mean, he was maybe twice as big. He was huge. He was a massive dude.
Like how big?
I think he was 8 feet. I think he was 8 foot something. And it's embarrassing. It's like, Devin, you're crazy. And he's big.
And he was 200 meters away.
He's about 200 meters away, but I can see the guys. We got optics. Our officer was probably somewhere between at the bottom of his chest. Great big Afghan dude, big beard, big dude. And his lackeys around him were normal size. Great big warlord. So they're out there. There's big people. There's
8 feet is nuts.
I have personally seen people who were probably over 8 feet.
What?
Yeah.
In Afghanistan?
No. I saw these guys up northern Canada, Cree. I was up in Ojibugamo, okay, this Cree village. I remember walking up. I'm there for arm wrestling. We're having an arm wrestling tournament, and I'm looking up. We're walking up the stairs in this hockey arena, and this dude, I'm like, that's a really big dude. And by the time I got there, I was about and I'm like 6'5". I was about at his nipple. Okay.
What?
Yeah, big hands, big long hands, like out of the Goonies, like misshapen face. I'm like, my God. I'm like, how big are you? He's like, just laughed at me, and he's like, my brother, he's like, my dad's 8'11". He's like
what?
Yeah, big.
My dad's 8'11".
I'm telling you, there's big people, and people don't know about them. Guinness doesn't know about them. They live up in the woods. There's big people out there, and not
What
all
is
of
that
them.
guy, Jamie?
From that region, apparently. I don't know how to say that. Edouard Beaupre.
So there's just giants that live in that region.
Yeah.
8'3".
The Cree are very big people, and the thing is when they get to eat what they're supposed to eat. The problem is so many of them eat junk now, right? Because they grow up on the
pounds maybe. Or 367, sorry.
They
8
grow
foot 2.5, 367 pounds, age 33. Whoa.
Yeah, I forget the name of these brothers, but there's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's some weird genetics out there,
Man, in this episode, first of all, he talks about genetics a lot. This guy's like really into genetics. I didn't know that about him. He's like really into genetics. His genetics are really crazy. Brian Shaw, who's like a giant, he's basically like the mountain from Game of Thrones, this huge guy. His genetics are like out of whack, just crazy. They're really into like genetics and stuff like that. But he's talking about being in Kandahar, or like being in Afghanistan at least, and actually seeing giants. And he fully believes the entire Kandahar giant story, right? He 100% believes it. It makes 100% sense to him. Thor is the mountain. Yes, exactly. He's like this Brian. I think it's Brian Shaw or Bradshaw. He's like the Thor. He's huge. He's a huge guy, and he's an arm wrestler now, which is nuts. Which is why they know each other. The whole thing, and exactly. And this guy even brings up the Nephilim because he goes, "What do you think happened to the Nephilim?" And it's true. And think about the giant that he did see. Now, in the Kandahar story, if you guys don't know the Kandahar story, basically, I'll go through it. I could pull up a video, but I've watched it so many times. I know exactly what happens. These special forces guys are in Kandahar, and they're hearing that there is someone just taking people out. And he's up in a mountain, up in a cave. So they go up to this mountain, up to this cave. They don't hear anything. They don't see anything. And they're in there. But they've been given the orders that if you see anything, make sure you shoot up. And they're like, what do you mean? Like here? And their commanding officer is like, no, like that. Like you got to shoot like that. And they're like, what's going on? So they go to this cave, and all of a sudden, it's Gary's grandfather. It's crazy. He's a red-haired Kandahar giant. This guy jumps out of nowhere. And he has a spear, and he's just taking guys out. He's lifting these guys in the air. These guys are shooting. It took round after round after round, clip after clip after clip to even get this guy down. But supposedly, they actually did get him down. But before they did, he took out 2 of their special forces guys with a spear. And this giant was said to be 8, or sorry, I shouldn't even say 8. It's like 10 to 12 feet. Huge person, huge, if you even call that a person at that point. I don't even know what you call that, right? I don't know. I have no idea what you call that at that point. But it was huge, had red hair, red beard, red long hair. And that is known to happen in very hot climates. I've seen that happen with, you see that happen with Jamaicans sometimes, people in the Caribbean. I was even known to have that. Like the tips of your hair will get red. They get red. I don't know why this guy was red or had red hair, but that's the story of the Kandahar giant. And there are people who substantiate this story throughout time. And it's not a very old story. It's not like it's a story from 50 years ago. It's a story from like the 2000s. It's nuts. So this guy 100% believes that this Kandahar giant story is actually true because he, like you just heard, he has seen giants. He has actually seen them at work. And they're warlords, which makes complete sense because what else are you gonna do? You know? You see what happens when they try to do other stuff. Look at Gary. He's bumbling around. He's showing pictures he's not supposed to. He's like, oh, no, he's probably snapping phones in half by accident. He's like, copy paste. Make it so I copy paste. Make it so I copy paste. And then he puts it in. He shows the whole history. He goes, oh, you lies. Looks at Project Constitution, says, I know exactly where you live. Why are you saying that to Project Constitution? Because he's a giant. His screw's loose. Thinks of violence before he thinks of anything else. You know? So what else are you going to do? You're going to be a warlord. You don't want to be bumbling around our human society just trying to use technology. It's not going well for Gary right now. Anyway, let's jump back in.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and swab him. I'll give it to Ryan before you know it.
But so this guy in Afghanistan was just one isolated incident?
I saw one. Yeah, I just saw the one.
And he had to be 8 feet tall.
He is big. He's big. Yeah, he's big human being. Far out of the standard. Yeah, and he was a warlord.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're big. They're big people out there.
And so the Kandahar giant story, the guy is supposed to be even bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Do you
it.
believe it?
I do. Yeah, I do. There's freaks out there. There are.
But this guy supposedly had like 6 fingers and 6 toes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that stuff. I mean, I think that we get so used to normal people, and every once in a while there's a weirdo.
And these people are not being studied. There's no one there. Like that region of the country, is extremely remote.
Extremely. Like they don't, it's like going back to like the 15th century. Like there's motorcycles and some people have gas. I mean, but they don't have electricity. There's not even really roads. Yeah.
And there was this one guy who was a warlord that was 8 feet tall.
I saw him.
You saw him.
I saw him. Yeah. From a distance. But I mean, there's no way he was any shorter. Like he was huge. He was a massive, and he was broad across the shoulders too. He was probably twice as broad. Massive human. Yeah.
What was that like? Just seeing something like that.
It's wild, man. Yeah. It's neat. Yeah. Yeah. It was shocking, but it's neat how they structure their leadership. That's the guy in charge.
The most massive guy,
I hope he was a nice guy.
Probably wasn't.
I don't know. I mean, he seemed reasonable. Like we didn't get in a fight.
Right.
Like there was no fight there.
Wow.
So we worked it out, whatever it was. But yeah, there are anomalies, and it's neat. It's kind of cool that he made it to a leadership position. So he must have been a smart guy too, and he must have been a good guy, because I don't think a dick could have been in charge.
So did you hear of that story, the Kandahar Giant story? So supposedly what happened is it's American military guys encountered this guy in the mountains.
Yeah,
that was just absolutely enormous. They said he was like 12 feet tall.
Yeah. Well, what happened with the Nephilim?
Right. That's the thing. Well, that was the thing is, like, supposedly they had 6 fingers and 6 toes as well.
Look, I believe that things come to visit, and sometimes things get left behind, and who knows? There's a good chance that he's maybe just a little bit closer to all that, or somehow a recessive and a recessive somehow found their ways together, and there you go.
And somehow there's a surviving population of these people still in the world that are undiscovered.
It's a beautiful part of the world, that region. Perfect climate, super fertile. Like if there was nothing, what a beautiful place to start life. Afghanistan is a beautiful country, so rich for agriculture. The climate is perfect, with the mountains and the rivers, the seasons. It's tough to beat. I would understand why people would fight so hard to have that territory. And, if you were a giant, 12 feet tall, and you could live anywhere you wanted, in a valley where the rivers fed your land, I could pick there. Yeah.
Did you hear that story when you were over there?
That story's famous. Yeah. And I asked around. I've never met anybody who was involved in that op. I haven't. But
it seems like a story that has something to it, because there's too many people telling that story. There's only one story like that.
Exactly.
There are a lot of stories.
There's more stories like that?
There are.
I mean, I should say there's only one story like that online that people repeat over and over again. This one encounter.
There are fascinating stories out there. Some that I'm closer to.
Like what?
You can always tell these guys always know more, and they're just you know that they just can't say anything. It, especially special forces guys like this. He's done like 7-8 tours, just going to war the way he does. Gunner, they probably see so much stuff. Just and they just can't go into it, because he's like, oh, there's other stories. It's like, tell us all the stories, man. But you can't, because you're on mission during a lot of these stories. So he can't go into it. Man, oh man. Whew. That is Devin Larratt. For those of you that don't know, that is Devin Larratt right there. He is a beast of a man, huge huge arm wrestler. Just ripping through guys when it comes to just dominating guys. It's nuts to watch him. Guys like 6'5", huge, just the best arm wrestler in the world. He's actually not the best in the world, but he's the most entertaining for sure. There's one person that's above him, and it's like this dude who's like 420 pounds. He's just like huge. He's absolutely huge. And he tends to, he dominates. But the guy that I'm talking about, this other guy, I forget what his name is. I think they call him Thor, and he hasn't lost a match in like 10 years. Devin's lost to him, He beat Brian Shaw. Yeah, of course he did. Of course, he trains Brian Shaw. I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast. Brian Shaw was losing a match one time. I'm sorry to lose people here. I'm just talking. His forearms are disgusting. It's nuts. Brian Shaw was losing a match one time. Devin walks up to him, says a bunch of stuff. No one knows what he said. And then Brian just dominated the rest of the match. I mean, the guy is he's a legend, absolute legend. Very, very. No, he wasn't talking in vague generalizations. Not at all. Sorry. He said, I saw a giant. What else do you want? What do you want him to say? What else are you looking for? He said, I looked and saw a giant, and then I saw another one personally. He talked about 2 regions of the world where he actually saw giants. Sorry, it's not a generalization. He literally said Afghanistan, and then he said Canada. Okay. Anyway, nerd. And just to add on to this conversation, North America, when he talks about Canada, North America actually has the most remains of giants than anywhere else in the world. Just a thing that not many of us know about. There's nowhere in the world where they have found more huge femurs and huge bones and skulls. Nowhere in the world more than North America. Don't know what that means, but it's really weird. Really, really weird. Anyways, guys, we got to jump into these. We got to jump into these supers. We got to jump into these coffees. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the episode, please. It helps tremendously. Please hit that like button. Naughty thing keeps on reminding everybody. Hit that like. Thank you very much, Naughty. Do appreciate that. I want to go to the coffees just because there were some that I didn't get to actually read yesterday. Someone said coffees first. Yes. There were some that I didn't actually get to read yesterday that I want to see if I can just scroll back to. Seems like there's a few new ones here, but there were some I didn't get to. Rasta pretending to be Rasta Erica pretending to be black with Officer Tatum and Mama like a full-on Tropic Thunder Robert Downey Jr. scene would be Chef Kiss. I'm pretty sure I read that one. Let me see here. Coach, give us a fun mixture of news and laughter. I always have my inhaler nearby. Yeah. Please. I hope nothing happened to you this episode with your inhaler and everything. I hope you're okay, because the laughs aren't going to stop. And as a comedian, it would be a great accolade if I could say that someone passed away laughing at something that I was doing. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want it to happen to you, but if it does, I'm going to wear it like a badge of honor. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Don't want to be mean, not trying to be morbid, but I will be wearing that as a badge of honor if anything happens to you. So please keep your inhaler with you. I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it, but I'll take it. You ended after my coffees. Who you say Blacksmith? I ended after your coffees. What were your coffees? I'm pretty sure. I love the content. Appreciate your humor. The way you make Doom lighthearted a true gift. Okay. Let me see here. Coach Colin. Voice acting is next level, actually. And Officer Tatum Mama. By the way, in reference to you in our iOS game history, Illuminati, it starts off with patriarchy. Hold on a second. I've never read this. By the way, we added a reference to you in our iOS game about the history of the Nadi. It starts off as a patriarch and a monarch of bloodline in the 1700s. You play through the ages, make babies, join secret societies, buying real estate up. Players who make it to the 2000s will see shout outs to Coach Colin in the history timeline. Wow. Check us out. World Order, the game on the App Store if you can. Love your thoughts. Whoa. That's cool. Thank you. Blake, I hear the clan is looking for a new speechwriter, Bobby B. See that one? I knew I didn't read that one. Blue Lioness. I know I missed Blue Lioness. AI generated bit of Charlie at church was a YouTube short someone created. That Charlie Kirk's videos in AI and asked someone say what it thinks he would say now. I remember watching it for the first time. Okay, we went through that already. Erica talks to a 15-year-old in an appropriate way. Then everyone thinks Charlie bats for the other team. Charlie is no more, and Erica comes out and says she will never be with another man. Yeah, she's. I think that's not going to be true. They'll just come up with another excuse. You know, it'll be like later on. It won't be anytime soon though. It'll be like 4 years. Is she the new Oprah with her big secret? Yeah, Oprah is that way, right? Oprah's a fiddler player herself. I'm not the director of your show. My opinion means nothing. I totally get that. Asking for a friend, can you please make your video bigger when you are watching the clips? Bigger than it already is? No, I cannot. Don't think enough. You don't think enough of yourself, coach. You need to coach yourself a bit. We come to see you watching the clips. Like Ian and Tim Dillon. The clips are small. Wait, are you saying you want to see me bigger? Can you make your video bigger? Oh, me? You want me to be bigger? Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Maybe. We come to see you watching the clips like Ian and Tim Dillon. The clips are small. The creator is big. That is a good mentality to have. That is a good, you're right about that. That is a good mentality. I do need to incorporate that mentality more in my life. I really do. I'm taking the steps there. It's a confidence thing. You can have coffees come up on your stream like your super chats on what is that? BMAC. Go to buttons and graphics, settings, integrations, stream. Really? Okay. Find the stream alerts tabs. Generate. What the heck's BMAC though? BMAC. Is that within StreamYard? Let me know. Thank you so much for this, Blue Lioness. You have me on Instagram. Shoot me a message about this in particular. Find the stream alerts tabs. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to bore anybody with that. But yeah, thank you so much. In OBS, Streamlabs desktop. Okay, yeah, I did not know that. Thank you so much. Don't worry about the different content than Charlie. I watch your show as the news of the world. So if Coach doesn't tell me the story, then it's not true. Well, I mean, don't take it like that. Ian might tell you something I don't talk about. It's definitely still true. You are awesome. Sorry for the long message. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate that. Jeremy and Destiny got one. Hi from London again. No need to do the accent again unless you really want to. I'm starting to think since I watched Lionel that Erica, the PDF heckler, was planted. Her response was so scripted and she didn't break the cadence of her speech at all. Also, how did that person get past the security giving how at threat Erica is? And wow, go you, the weight loss is real. Absolute inspo. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are we're in the 200s again. Ladies and gentlemen, never to see the 300s again. We're in the 290s right now, fighting to get down to the 280s. That's going to happen within the next 7 days. The heckler being planted, I did think of that, and I saw a few people say that in the chat. I definitely saw that. A lot of people were like, yeah, there's 2 Sarah Janes apparently. Yeah, it could be because you're right. She did kind of just go straight. It was weird because they heckled her and then she gave that look and then she looked down and then she had what to say to the heckler. I did notice that. That is a possibility. But when it comes to that person getting through and getting into the event, what can you really do? She didn't have anything on her. The only thing she didn't have like a weapon or anything, right? So there's nothing weird about her. She was just kind of like, hey, I'm just here for the event. They can't really, figure out who she is or what she's about. They can't figure out whether or not she likes Erica. All they can figure out is, do you have something that is of a threat? So, I definitely understand where you're coming from, though, it being planted. I mean, you can't put it past them. Can't put it past them at all. Hey, Coach and family, love the shows. Hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you very much. Coach, I found a person to open your upcoming comedy tour. Her name is Nikki. She hosts the Cahoots podcast. Her take on heckling of Erica at the Women's Leadership Summit is gold. Her latest video, titled Erica Kirk Melts Down After Audience Member Yells This, timestamp to 7 minutes 30 seconds, worth watching. I guarantee a belly laugh or a refund in Jelly Rangers coated Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, okay, all right, I'll check it out. What's her name? Nikki hosts the Cahoots podcast. I think I've heard of that podcast. I think Angela Davis, the Angela Davis. I work from home running my husband's office side of his business. Anytime I catch myself getting distracted or off track of what I should be working on, I shout out loud, "Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work." My teens are now home for the summer and judging me. It's becoming a family thing. Anytime they aren't doing their chores, etc., it's "Get back to work, Matt Walsh." That is crazy. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Mama Bear Nix. Hey, Coach, have you looked into? I have no idea how to say that name. Tanijia Civic for your Canadian researcher. I don't know who she is. She is an oil field worker who works primarily in the U.S. and is incredibly knowledgeable. Yes, she does do videos in her car like Mario, but Baron hates those car videos. I find them odd. I don't hate them. I'll watch a car video. I'll give it a chance, but Baron does not like the car videos. He wants you inside your house. Yeah, he's an old school broadcaster. Get some headphones on and do it right. That's how he sees it. But if you can get past that, she's an amazing researcher. I think you would love her personality. Okay, I'll look into that. I have no idea how to say that name, but I will. What is that? Tangana? Seasick? I have no idea how to say that name. I'm going to butcher her name when I meet her, at least. Blacksmith, Turning Point USA, unintentionally fighting for their lives to make Charlie Kirk look like a complete a-hole. Not only are they basically claiming everything he said on camera or on stage was a polar opposite of how he would talk publicly, but he also appointed his stay-at-home trad wife to run his company, and I have no recollection of him doing so much shadowing her. Yeah. I remember reading this comment where you're like, wouldn't you like shadow her? And it's like, yeah. Baron's not coming around on I just heard him say that. Like 2 days ago, the car videos. Literally 2 days ago, I just heard him say that. He's not coming around. But yeah, you're right. Why wouldn't you have her at least, shadow you? But also, like, why would you have her shadowing you? Why would you do that? Why would you have your wife? It's such a wild thing to think of. Anyway, because I know Blakey is probably watching this while choking. Oh, the Candace voodoo doll. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Okay. We read that. Okay. I just wanted to get through the ones that I didn't read before, just because I know I missed some of you guys. Hey, Coach, love your show. People keep asking who has the most to gain. Oh, yeah. Who has the most to lose? Okay, I did read that one. I remember they all had something to lose. All of them. The whole company has something to lose if Charlie downsized and went back to the way things were. The only one who would really stand to gain would be Candace. And even she would lose, but she would at least get back with her friend and create that dynamic again. And I think she'd be on board fully. From the desk of Erica Kirk, please help me financially. I'm a grieving widow. Gosh darn it. Philip. Oh, so now, the whole Jamaican verse that I'm not reading from Philip. Wild person. Thanks, Coach, for all you do. to bring humor and light to the Charlie Kirk investigations, shady stuff going on. Speaking of light, can you help me make sense of the quote from Erica? Okay, we went through this one already as well. Thank you, Coach, for giving us a mixture of fun and laughter. We need people like you during these. Yep, I remember that because I remember the word perilous and I'd never seen it written before. And I was like, what kind of word is that? Someone else said, Rasta Erica, Chef's Kiss. The Rasta Erica. Some people, you guys like that, huh? That's great. Starting today, Gary is getting paid by Turning Point USA to stop helping them stop grokking. I remember that one. It's hilarious. That needed another read because it deserves it, definitely. And I remember this name, Southern Sister in Christ. I remember reading your whole thing. I remember that. And then someone else said they're a #1 fan. They're out in Hawaii. I remember that as well. Candace just posted saying she won't be back till tomorrow, and that's where we left it. OMG, the Rastafarian, Erica Kirk cracked me up. I could listen to that the whole show. I don't know if you personally did a deep dive on this yet, but Reckless Ben Lego scandal is a must-see. Keep your office pee bucket close by because you're going to piss yourself watching how next level this kid plays the game. I mean, I can't even explain how deep he'll go. Pause. That pause is definitely needed there to punish these Lego thieves. There's Lego thieves about. There's Lego thieves running around. There's Lego thieves in our midst. Really? You said you'd bring more comedic stories. This is wrapped in glitter and a bow for you, brother. Thank you so much, Mike Riley. What was that? Lego? What is it? Ben Reckless? Ben Reckless? I've never even heard that name before. Or Reckless Ben. Sorry, let me correct that. Reckless Ben. I'll check it out. Lego thieves. What's going on there? Jayberg. Guys, don't buy it. Coach is compromised. Clearly a clone. Filling in, doing the show now. They did a good job capturing his essence. Even got the gap perfect, pretty perfect. But this thing is too slim to be the real deal. Clearly a clone. Wake up. Just kidding. Great job, brother. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Jay Berg. Appreciate that. And you ain't seen nothing yet. Believe you me. We got it. Like what? We got another 90. We got another 95 pounds to go. I'm telling you, it's coming off. It's coming off the face. You know, I got some glutes. The glutes are way too thick on me, guys. They're way, I mean, not to give too much information, but the glutes are just too much. I mean, walking around with an apple bottom out here. I mean, I don't want to give too much information, but your boy's just filling out the pants too much. So that has to come down. The legs are too big, midsection. Oh, we're overhauling. We're overhauling this body of mine, guys. Overhauling it. Anyway. It's just too much. Yeah, it's too much caboose. Coach caboose. Too much coach caboose going on. Way too much. I gotta downsize, guys. It's coming though. It's coming. Don't worry. Coach. In yesterday's video of Erica getting heckled, I thought the woman yelled, she protects blah, 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 Philadelphia. She was saying, yeah, the other lady said, so, yeah, I've heard multiple people talk about actually hearing that. There's a lady that she yells, so, is loco. What is wrong with people? Anyway, since you asked, my little channel went from 15 subscribers to 108 subscribers. There you go. In the triple digits. That's something to celebrate. Thanks for that. It takes me a long time to work on my show because I do all my own artwork for it. I film, then record the voices separately, then edit. So it's several hours. You film first and then do the voices separately. Isn't that a little hard? Because then you're moving around. You should film it and do the voice at the same time. You should do both at the same time. It'll definitely help. It'll help a lot, I think. Her channel, somebody asked, what's the channel called? It's called Betty is Bilingual. BITI is Bilingual. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Chris Viz. Let the people know in there if you're still in the chat. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Episode 3 will be colors, and 4 will be body parts. Sometimes I will offer additional game and lesson ideas to supplement the episodes. So it takes time, but I'm 100% committed, and the feedback has been positive. That's good. Peace and good health to all. Hit the like, siempre, siempre. P.S. I have access to Candace's website. I will be watching after this. Why is it there already? Come on. I want to understand. I want to understand what's going on here. I really want to see that video. I think that video is going to be crazy. I don't even know where her website is. I don't even know what to write. What do you write? Candace Owens? Give me the website. Let's see if the website even comes up first. Nope. Oh, man, they don't like her website. Wow, it wasn't even on the first page. Wow. The Anti-Defamation League popped up before her website. Whoa. That is not regular. That is not regular at all. Whoa. Come on. Really? The YouTube pops up before everything. That's crazy. Oh, whatever. I'll check out the website soon. Let's go up. Anyone else get the feeling that every time Blake says bye to AK for the day, he goes in for a kiss just in case AK might be into it? I don't know. Just a vibe I get. That's just a vibe you get. That's amazing. Kathy, thank you. Someone, thank you. Christy, bro, I literally just spit out my coffee laughing when you showed the fiddle video and casually said, I guess he's going to say this was a skit too. What else could he say about it? You know what I mean? What are we talking about here? You heard how he sounded. And he was young too. It's not a choice. They always say it's not a choice. You're born like that. I'm just saying. Love your work. And you know what? To that whole thing, there's a lot of guys, especially in the conservative movement, who suppress things like that. They suppress those feelings, right? That's where the whole term of closeted comes in. They throw those feelings into the closet. There's a lot of that. I grew up in a very religious place where there were synagogues around and there were Catholic schools around. And I shouldn't even say synagogues, like Philadelphian, like all girls school, all boys school. And because I was there was a group of us that were just like, not to be insulting, we were just regular people, and we saw a lot of suppressed people. Like, then they would really act out, and we'd be like, wow, you're really wilding out. Like, but we didn't have to do that because we were just allowed to do whatever we wanted. But they weren't. They were not allowed to do whatever they wanted, and it would cause a lot of backlash in wild ways. Very wild ways. And it wasn't just the girls, it was the boys as well. They would go off, but they knew that they couldn't be a certain way. It happened all the time. I'm not even going to tell the full story, but there was one girl, Philadelphian, and she actually, I remember her telling me this because she was getting around. She's getting around. She was young. Like we were teenagers, and I'm like, what's up with you? Why are you like this? Because I was friendly with the Philadelphians, right? The community. And I'm like, why are you like this? And she's like, I have to get married when I'm 19. She's like, I'm 16 now. She's like, what else am I supposed to do? And I was like, wow. So she was just like, as much as she could, because she knew. She's like, I got to get married. She's like, it's already set in stone. She's like, the person already, like, and they're not asking me whether I want to or not. It was weird. When I go back home, I still see that same lady, grown lady now. She has like 5 kids and she looks miserable, absolutely miserable. Sad life for some people. Anyway, 3 hours behind, but Blake Leffen. Blake Blark Leffen. Blark Leffen to start my morning was a little unsettling. Oh my gosh. Mega, please. Nunca, nunca. Love you, bro. You are the best. That's hilarious. Yeah, friend of the show, miserable lady. Yeah, definitely a very miserable lady. I mean, just extremely miserable. Just doesn't look happy at all. Never seen her smile at all. You start my day by making me laugh. Used to watch Rush, Laura, and Hannity. Stay-at-home mom. Kids all grown. I'm older than Barron. Whoa. Got me through my days and kept me informed. God bless you and your family from Tennessee. Wow. That's incredible. Used to watch Rush, Hannity. Yeah, those shows are losing their glitter, their polish. They're losing their polish. Those shows. People aren't tuning in like they used to. Let's be honest. Someone said, my bad. I mistakenly typed move and meant that I love your show. I didn't even see it yet. Let's see what you're even talking about there. I would have figured it out. Maybe. Sometimes I don't figure stuff like that out. You're the best, coach. I'm broke, but you made me laugh today as always. So I'm buying you a coffee. Thank you so much, Lacey. Coach, how are you? Long time. No super chat or coffee from me. Thanks to you, I catch myself saying, get back to work, Matt Walsh. Every time I need to get back to work, I work from home, but also see patients 2 to 3 times per week. Keep going, Max. Love your show. Christ is King. Christ is King indeed. Thank you so much. Terry, okay, here's my theory how Charlie might not have been lying about this woman raising children rather than be CEOs. Maybe he realized Erica is a god-awful mother and would much rather her have nannies raise his kid. Jeez, come on. That's a theory. I can't exactly say, like, you know, I can't say no to that theory. You know, it's more funny than it is real. You know, Mike Riley, when you check out that logo video, you'll see that the Utah and Provo police are protecting the one thief because they're the church mafia out there. If they're like this about Legos, I can only imagine how much they're willing to cover up when it comes to Big Charlie or anything else, really. Yeah, that's true. True. I always wonder that about those guys, you know. Let's jump over here to these supers. Always wonder that. Bang, let's go. A sticker from Carrie. Thank you so much, Carrie. I'm not gay no more. I'm delivered. Women's. And then you see an updated video of him and he's like, hey. He's like, that video was just he is gay once again. In case you didn't know, in case you've never seen what I'm talking about. He is now firmly gay. Which is great. He shouldn't have to be in front of all those church folks lying to those people. He shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't have to do anything like that. He should be able, you know, to do what he wants to do. You know? It's June, okay? Gosh darn it. Yesterday, Jamaica skit reminded me of that Shane Gillis SNL Church on Vacation skit. Oh, I've never seen it. Does Shane Gillis do a Jamaican accent? Oh, please tell me that's what that's about. How do you keep yourself calm watching Ops-ish? How do I keep myself calm doing it? I don't know. I've been doing it for years, man. I don't know. When you figure out, you know, you look into the WEF enough, and I don't know, presidents, some of them are related. I mean, right? I mean, Stanley Kubrick, from The Shining to his last movie. I mean, there's just so much. Maybe he's just desensitized. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for the sticker. Appreciate you. Gorilla Bob. Convince me otherwise. Their stupid is being effed by insanity over at Gary's life. You are so hilarious. I finally made it live. Yeah. I'm glad people like to watch it live, you know. Jenny, I need a Officer Tatum and Mama Rift. I don't know. What do we even talk about today? What do we talk about today? They would have to talk about something we talked about today. Mama, you hear what they're saying about my friend Alex and her husband? I can't believe the dastardly things they are saying about that lady's husband, all because he played a fiddle. Oh, baby, it's more than just playing the fiddle. That boy gay. Hey, mama, you can't be saying that about him. He engaged, mama. He engaged, put the ring on it and everything like that. Oh, baby, that's what they do. Them conservatives. Hey, ain't you ever heard what happens to the grinder site when Turning Point does an event, baby? That's why I told you stop hanging around them people. Mama, that don't have nothing to do with the Turning Point event. How you gonna say that? And I told you stop hanging around that Benny Johnson. Did I tell you stop hanging around him? Mama, he a patriot. Oh no, baby, he a gaytriot. You know? Gaytriot. There's nothing wrong with it either. You know? There's nothing wrong with that. What are you saying? Tuesday Harpo High, please. It's Giovanna. Hi, Mrs. Coach. What's going on, Giovanni? How you doing? You know, Giovanni, you know something? On a serious note, I think they're on to me because of these mints. These dang mints has got me in so much trouble. You understand, Giovanni? So I'm going to need you to do something. I have about 19 skids of mints, Giovanni, okay? I need you to come over to my place. And hide these mints for me, okay? Now, I have somebody who's going to be with you. Her name's Angel, and her husband's named Angel. They got 3 kids, all named Angel. They'll help you load it up into the truck, okay, Giovanni? Thank you so much. I'm on the run. Keith the Tank. Gary has genius level IQ for a Kandahar giant. That's true. That is true. And we do have to point that out, honestly. We do have to point that out. It's, you know, he's doing his best. House of Cards comedy to Mind Candace seems to hold a full house of receipts. Convince me otherwise. House of Cards comedies? Oh, House of Cards comedies to Mind Candace. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's going live today. I didn't even think of that. I completely forgot. She's going live today. Soon, guys. Soon. She's going to be going live. 6 fingers. Baron has a 3rd leg, allegedly. Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, you know, 8 kids, right? She's not playing around. Ms. Grisviz, have you seen Angelina Jolie at 23? Her naughty 23. No, I haven't. I haven't seen that. No. What is it? I have not seen that. Me name Jericho Kirk. Me Irie with me Rider Blaze Neff. Pop, pop, pop. Bueka. Oh my gosh. Jericho. Why Jericho? Oh man, they didn't let Dee in the Arkansas event. Yeah, they didn't. I really want to understand what that was. You know, it couldn't be because they knew him, and if it was, that's even weirder, right? Anyone else think that because Turning Point thought they were losing the young folk, they banked on the boomers, hence why they use the AI video to fool that demographic? Yeah, all the older people were like, I don't understand what the problem is. I saw the video. You didn't see the video? That's a real video. And listen, it could be real. It could be that he's just joking. I hope that's what Candace shows, because that was my theory the whole time. My theory, I was bouncing back and forth, but my theory the whole time was like, this has to be a joke. This can't be like a real. This has to be. He has to be kidding right now. And there's laughter. Someone please follow up on Victor Mark's debate. He debated? No, he didn't. Did he? Who did he debate? The other guy? I can't believe he's about to win. He's about to become a governor. That's crazy. That's sad. That's very sad. You see debate. Victor Mark's debate. It's very sad that that's happening. Oh, wow. He debated somebody? Whoa, he did. Huh. That's crazy. I'll see if I can find the full thing. I can only find like 2 minutes of it here. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Appreciate you. This is the second time you've put me up on some game there, Jeremy. Thank you. Tatum watching Rogan finding out about Giants. Mom. Mama. I sit here watching that Joe Rogan, and he telling me, I'm hearing a Canadian man telling him about Giants in Kandahar. Oh, baby, I keep telling you, when you hang out with your Gary friend, go ahead, look at his hands and his toes. He got 6 fingers, 6 toes, baby. You hanging out with a giant. Mama, Gary ain't from no Kandahar. Gary got divorced out in Texas, and he a good man. He a good man, served the country. Oh, baby, they only took him because a giant has more fighting force than a regular human being. But you can tell by his IQ, he a giant, baby. He ain't a regular Homo sapien. Hey, don't be calling my friend anything like that. How dare you, mama? You know, because he's dumb. Anyway, just kidding. Friend of the show. Oh my gosh. Candace is back tonight. Candace should be back same time as always, I would think. It's going to be, especially when they've had all this time to prep. I would think she's going to be back 4 o'clock. It's already almost 1 o'clock or 12, depending where you're at. So she has to be coming out soon, I would think. You know, I'm not going to tell you what I'm saying with my friend here. There's a reason they've taken over that coastal slice in the Mideast and tried to pawn it on history. Me and my friend are talking about Albania. Have you guys talked about Albania at all with your friends and whatnot? What's going on out there? That little thing that they're trying to do out there? Are you talking about that? Really weird. The Albanian thing's really weird. It's like, what are they trying to do? They're like, we just need an island. For what? Just good times and vacations. That's all. We just need an island. What? You know, there was another island thing. It has nothing to do with that. How dare you? It has nothing to do with that. This is a different island. And we're going to have different good times. What are you insinuating? No. It's just, you guys are elite class, and you know, we hear it's only going to be elites, and we're just wondering, you know, Albania, you know, you got an island here, and what are you trying to say? We just want to have good times. We just want to have drinks with little umbrellas inside of them. Oh, okay, all right. I was just checking, you know, the island talk. We gotta make sure. Weird stuff. Yeah, and the Albanian people are not having it. The Albanian people are like, no. Super Christian, those Albanians. I don't know if you know that. Super. That's what they'll call it. They're going to call it unrelated island. Come one, come all. Unrelated island. What? Unrelated to what? Huh? What? Nothing. Nothing. That's why. Unrelated. It's completely unrelated. You want to come on the island? It'll cost you $40,000. $40,000? That's a lot of money. Why does it cost $40,000? Oh, because when we bring you the kit, I mean, no reason. It's just expensive drinks. Expensive drinks, that's all. And you know, we just work the tip for the staff into the price. That's all. It has nothing to do with anything. What? Sounded like you were about to say, were you about to? Huh? What are you insinuating? We just want an island for good times. That's all. What? What's the big deal? I mean, what? What? You guys don't like being on islands for good times? Me and Ivanka love good times on islands. What's the big deal? Yep. Yep. Island times. All that silly stuff, right? Oh man, I got to look into the story a little more before I bring it to you guys. But yeah, that's what I've been hearing. You know, I was paraphrasing there with everything I just said, but been hearing quite a bit about that. So I don't know. We'll see. But it seems like they've gotten driven out already. That's what I've heard so far. I have a friend, like I was telling my comedian friend, he lives like a few hours from there, and he's thinking about going to check it out and just see what's going on over there. So I might hear word from him about the whole thing, but very weird, very weird. You know, trying to buy islands. You might want to let it breathe a little bit before you go and get an island. You might want to just slow down a little bit, you know, just wait a few years, right? Let the guy's body decompose a little bit, or, you know, let him have fun in Palm Beach, whichever one it is. I don't know. I don't care. You know, just give it a little time to air out. You know, people are a little island out right now. Might want to be careful with that. That's why the people in Albania are like, nope, we're not doing this. We just need some of your people as staff. Can we have some of your people? Okay, which people are you looking for? Just them there. Just them there. All women. All women. Yep. All women. Just because you know they take orders better. That's all. There's no reason for it. What are you insinuating? Jared, calm down. Huh? What are you insinuating? You know I secretly run America? Huh? You guys, you know I secretly run America? How dare you? What are you insinuating? Anyway, I got to get out of here, guys. I don't want to get sucked into that bit for the next 20 minutes because it'll happen. It'll happen. I already got things generating in my mind. I barely even know the story, and they're already gelling in my mind. So I got to get out of here. We got things we got to do today. Candace is going to be live. I don't know if Baron's going to be. We will see. It is Tuesday, so he might not be live, but Candace definitely will be. Thank you so much for being here with me, guys. We set a record. We haven't had like 7,000 people in here in a long time. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Please hit that like button on your way out. Like right now, if you can hear my voice, hit that like button. Just go ahead and hit that like button and you know, share it with a friend. Tell them to hit the like button. It helps tremendously. You have no idea. Anyways, guys, thank you for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I think we're going to have a lot to talk about. So, bye.